What's up, everybody? Thank you guys all for being here today. We appreciate it. I told you guys we were going to start being live on Mondays, and what is it? It's Monday, and Q and I are here with you guys on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from now on. That is our new schedule. We will be live on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, always at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we are going to come with, topics for each day and talk to you guys about the things that we all love to talk about. So, before we even get started, I guess, Q, how was the start of your Monday?
It was honestly good. Didn't have anything go wrong or anything. I wasn't here yesterday, but weekend was good. Won another fantasy football game finally. Steelers didn't play, so I didn't have to watch them lose. Nets been looking a little better with Steve Nash gone, so, not too much to complain about right now.
Oh, yes, sir. For me, Monday,
Warriors looking a little rough.
Warriors looking bad. I'm not happy. I am not a happy camper. Appreciate you being here, Stamina MC, who said landing approved on Planet Fanatics approaching runway 2 begin descent. Always, my brother. Appreciate you being here.
One day we make it big. We gotta get something happening with him from London and shit. I gotta meet my boy Stam.
No, I'm not happy with the Warriors at all. I'm very upset. I know the problems. They know the problems.
Steve Kerr seems to know. He said something different's coming, but we'll see.
I don't know. I'm not happy. We were 0-4 on the road, away games. It's just it's not. It didn't look good. We haven't looked good. I love Jordan Poole. Everybody knows this. I've loved Jordan Poole since Michigan, bro. Everybody knows that. But nigga, calm down. I don't know if you got punched by Dre and that just triggered some shit in you and you calm down.
Man, he was like 22 and then got a ring. He just got a max contract, then got punched.
Man, he's happy. He's feeling himself. But I'm just like, my brother, play your role. Play your role.
For real. I've been seeing So he's been doing some out-of-pocket shit on the court.
All the young guys have. Like I said, I don't like to agree with Draymond often, but when you're right, you're right. And what he said was true. It's a lot of the young guys. They got to do better. They've got to understand their role. You are coming into an already fixed, functioning machine.
Yeah.
You need to know your place within that machine.
A diner, a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, bro. So that's why I've said I always tag the Warriors. Do I need to get a ticket?
You want to come down there and fix this shit?
I will come down there and be like, you go out.
The same way I'd feel watching Steve Nash coach the Nets, though, and just rely on KD to do everything. So it's...
Who's coaching them right now?
It's Jack Vaughn right now. He's an intern, but they're supposed to get dude from Boston, but I heard Adam Silver stepped in because he had all that workplace stuff with Boston and the women and everything, and so we got everything with Kyrie going on. Not sure if they're going to add to that.
So suspend him. Because he's suspended indefinitely.
I don't know. They gave him this little checklist of things to do, and then I just saw something.
Which was bullshit.
That's what I saw something on the way over here that Jaylen Brown said he didn't agree with that.
He should. Here's the thing. I don't agree with what Kyrie said, because if you're going to be racist and what he posted, it's not so much what he said, it's what he posted in the post and if you've seen Hebrews to Negroes, what the fuck that shit represents.
And he well does understand the platform he does have, so it's just we're not owed an explanation, but it's just the context of him posting it and not saying. Yeah. He didn't say anything.
No, he didn't
caption.
Say anything.
It was kind of just
what he posted.
Watch this shit. It is if you see that from anyone, it's just if we post something like that, it's just they know we support recast. So just imagine one day we posted something that's just forget recast, all this and that. It's they believe this now. So it's just that's obviously how the media sees everything with him, but. I don't know how shit's gonna go with him. If I'm so honest, I say this every year. I don't know. You can't. He's his own man. I feel like I'm watching Dennis Rodman. If tell me this is what Dennis Rodman looked like, I'd believe it.
Yeah, no, he's. It'll be interesting to see. Right now, it'll be interesting to just see how everything plays out. Yeah. Not just with the Nets, but I'm talking about with what the fuck the Warriors are gonna do, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, not a sports channel, so.
Should get carried away on that.
But I can go on that for sure, because I'm very upset with the Warriors. And we appreciate you being here, Ant-Man. We appreciate all 14 of you guys being here. We appreciate the 7 likes. There's 7 likes, and there's 13, 14 of you in here. That like button needs to be smashed. We appreciate you guys being here, Ant-Man. Like hello, 4 more days till Wakanda Forever. That is true. 4 more days.
3 with the. We're seeing it Thursday, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're seeing it Thursday. So yeah, that's right. But the thing is about that for me is it's like woo-hoo. I'm No Way Home, bruh. I couldn't sleep the night before because I was so excited. I was counting down the days. I was talking about No Way Home.
And that's whenever we were first getting the channel start. We were making sure everything over here was right so we could get in here and talk about it. Like that No Way Home anticipation was just.
Yeah.
And we even knew like stuff that were like we knew they were coming back and everything. It was just the fact to go see it and like we were starting our channel and stuff. We knew we were gonna. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I was hyped for No Way Home before it came out. I cannot say the same for Wakanda Forever. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Not excited.
I don't know how I feel to be honest.
No, I'll see it Thursday, and that's just what that is. I'll see it Thursday.
Yep.
It's kind of the same way I felt going into Black Adam. I had no expectations going into Black Adam. Honestly, I did not want to really go see Black Adam, but we all did, and I came out with my mind changed. I didn't, but on this, I can tell you, I'm not coming out of Wakanda Forever with my mind changed, but I feel the same way as sitting down. I'm just like, okay, it's whatever. But anyway, we have some things to talk with you guys about today. Andrew Ware, we appreciate, or Andre, why did I call you Andrew? Andre, we appreciate you being here. DJ Finis, I think I'm saying that right, Finis. We appreciate you guys being here.
Effing nice.
Oh, effing nice. DJ effing nice. Okay, there we go. Hungry Almighty, appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for all being here. We got some topics we want to talk to you guys about today. One of those topics is, that Ryan Coogler came out and said that Namor is as strong as Hulk and Thor. We're going to talk about that, and that's just a quick off the top there. We're going to talk about Kang with the concept art that came out from the Loki season 1 book. They released the concept art for that book, and in that concept art, it kind of reveals that we did not see it in the show, but Kang had Iron Man's helmet sitting on his shelf, which alludes to maybe one of the Kangs killing a Iron Man in the multiverse. So we'll talk about that. We're going to get into that talk. We're going to get into what that could mean. We're going to talk about the Star Wars Acolyte cast and the plot that is going to be around that film and that series and how that series is possibly going to go. A series, honestly, that I was not excited for until I saw the plot, until I saw the cast. I wasn't excited for this at all. And the last thing that we are going to talk about is going to be, we're going to listen to the podcast that Ryan Coogler was on when he was asked about recast and the answer that he gave. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the answer. Q can give you his thoughts on the answer, and then we'll wrap the show. All right. So like I said, appreciate you guys being here. Let's get started. So like I said, in an interview with Marvel official in an interview with the Marvel official site, Ryan Coogler was asked about Namor, and he said that Namor is just as strong as Thor and Hulk. And actually, let me make sure I have that article up. I thought I had this one up. Okay, here it is. Let me move that over. All right, so Ryan Coogler came in and said introducing Namor for us was really an opportunity to introduce another politician. Okay. Another sovereign ruler or a group of people who represent more than himself. Further adding that because of the Submariner's heightened abilities, it is very hard for others to go up against him and win. He then went on to say, so he makes a pretty formidable foe, Coogler explains. There's no equal in terms of his capabilities, being able to breathe underwater and breathe at high altitudes and walk around on land. He's incredibly strong. He's as strong as Thor, and if he's around enough water, he can be as strong as the Hulk. And that's not all the Submariner can be. One of those anti-heroes that fans would love to root for. Okay, so we know that about Namor. Namor is super, Namor is really formidable even in the comics. But my thing with this is, and I hate to always take it here. I really do. Anytime we talk about Wakanda Forever, I hate to take it here. But you're expecting me to believe that Shuri and her pew-pews are as strong as Hulk and Thor in the MCU? No.
I just
I
don't get why they're like trying to make it like putting Wakanda under so much distress. Like, you're losing your king. Now Namor's coming, he's stronger than the Hulk and Thor, so like what he can do. So it's just like, I don't know why the point of view for Namor, Ryan Coogler, is to just let us know how much distress Wakanda is under.
I'm gonna mute this. But I don't want to get. I'll probably get copyright for this. So I'm gonna mute this. But what you're telling me, because we've seen Hulk in the MCU. Now I'll pause this really quick. Now we also are all aware that Hulk in the MCU has been completely nerfed down. Like, he is not. That's not Hulk. So I still say he's, whatever. If that's as strong as he is, then that's as strong as that, the current Hulk in the MCU is. That's what we've got. But you're telling me that Shuri is let's fast forward to the fighting here. Shuri is stronger, or not Shuri, I'm sorry, Namor is as strong as this fight here. And Shuri's gonna come in and beat Namor. You should even
pulled up the shit from Ragnarok.
I was gonna pull the one from Ragnarok, but I was like,
even this is just still justifiable though. Of like,
is as strong as this. So this is.
Or you should even go back to when Shuri was fighting the little
Killmonger.
10-second clip of Killmonger. And
maybe that's the reason she has to have maybe that's the reason there are multiple individuals in the suit.
I imagine it's just gonna be a Wakanda thing. They're gonna need the Dora Milaje, 3 Black Panthers, whatever Shuri else builds. They're gonna need it all. If they're making it seem like Namor is just. I just don't know. My thing is, do you think off bat they bring Namor in and make him just comic accurate with his power and everything?
Yeah, I'm sure they do, because Coogler has said we've been thinking about Namor since 2017. So yeah, I'm sure that they've thought about this long and hard on how they wanted Namor to exactly be in the MCU. So I'm sure that he is going to be every bit of what Ryan Coogler has said. He's going to be formidable, just like that. From the clip that they said they saw at D23, I believe it was the Dora Milaje that were going against him, and he was just like flicking them.
From what we've heard, though, it's like he's not even going to be defeated in the film, though. Like, it's not like he's the villain. He said himself. Like, so,
right.
We know Shuri's not going to be it. We know realistically none of them are probably going to beat him or anything. So, I just don't see. It'll be interesting to see how powerful they make him off the rip. That's my thing. And if they show the power difference when he's close to water and when he's on land and everything like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, like I said,
like you said, I'm sure they will.
Going to be shown. It's going to be shown for sure. This is, Coogler seems to be much more, and I don't even want to go in this direction with this, but Coogler seems to be much more of a Namor fan than a T'Challa fan.
He does.
By the way, he's just giving all this
I'm gonna have to go back and see if he talks about this about like T'Challa.
No,
in the first film, like I know the line he said and everything, but like I've heard a lot from Namor about Namor and Ryan. They talk about Namor like that's their kid.
That was Namor. Namor was the topic of conversation at the premiere.
Understandably so.
And no, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, even I had to deliver today for work, so I was all over all day, and so I went inside one of the super targets, and back in the back with the where the toys are, it's the same, the same cardboard cutout of Shuri, Okoye and Nakia, and I'm just like, I'm looking at the toys, bro. The advertising of the toys, like they've got all the Chadwick action figures from the first film, the one that's actually the actor, not the comic ones, but the actor one. Then they've got all this other Black Panther stuff that is like T'Challa, but there's no T'Challa. Like, it's just, I'm just like, what the, I really wanted to say, like, who can, like, can y'all take this shit down? Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Because it doesn't, like, and there's no Winston Duke, there was no Namor cut out or anything like that. I'm just looking at it like, and again, not anti women either. I'm just like, where the fuck is the male representation in this film? Like, yes, it's all cool. Like, I'm happy, and I'm not being hypocritical or facetious when I say this. I'm very happy for the Hispanic community that gets to have Namor and gets to be represented. I mean, like I said,
everyone who gets they Sean, I'm never just sitting
I'm
here
happy.
Like,
I mean,
fuck that or hating on it or knocking.
Tanakh made me almost cry at the SDCC when he was talking about, when he teared up. I was like, oh yeah, bro, I'm so happy for them. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, there's no male representation there. For the Hispanic little boys, they've got that male representation, but
it's crazy how everything switched within like 1-2 years, even because I don't know. It, like you said, not to go too deep into it or anything, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
No,
from a lot of aspects too. It's not even just one. It's just like, it doesn't make sense of the plot switch up. It doesn't make sense of how they're gonna handle Namor. I mean, we know they're going to make some bullshit-ass story up to where Namor is the anti-hero, whatever they do with him. He's not going to be the real villain. But it's too many questions for me that are going to go unanswered, in my opinion. So it's just like, I don't know. I wish I cared like I did about the first one, but I honestly don't.
Yeah.
But I'd care about just to get in here and like I want to talk about it. That's my.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about it.
See everyone's point of views and get from that. And I just want to see the film to talk about it.
Yeah, mainly. I'm definitely ready to talk about it. I mean, but like I said, you know, if Shuri's going to take down Namor and he's as strong as the Hulk and Thor, I'm gonna need they've got some convincing to do in 2 hours and 40 whatever minutes.
She better have power of T'Challa.
Question is always for y'all. Yeah. Question is always for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. What do you think of Ryan Coogler's comments on Namor being as strong as Hulk and Thor, and then going up against an untrained, been isolated, these are Marvel's words, not mine, an untrained being isolated because of the loss of her brother Shuri with no training? Just curiosity. Just a question. Let us know down below in the comments. What's the chat saying?
Hungry Almighty said the whole Namor being from Talakon stuff is trash. I mean, I remember whenever they first announced it, and I wasn't messing with it either, the fact that they're switching it up from Atlantis. But I mean, if it gives real inspiration to real people and like real representation, then I mean, I don't have too big of a problem with it. But I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if they would have went with his origin story and let him be from Atlantis and everything and not switched everything up.
Right.
So that wouldn't have, I don't think it's trash though, but I mean, I can definitely see where you're coming from. What Mano215 said, it would be dope if every black boy and man dressed up with Black Panther mask with recast T'Challa t-shirts on and boycott Friday.
Well, I'll have my recast T'Challa jersey on, but
We'll be at the movie.
One of the only.
We'll be at the movie.
One of the only ones.
Ant-Man said Wakanda Forever is going to be more of a Namor movie and the Woman of Wakanda.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's what they might as well threw Namor's name in the title. From everything I've heard, do you think he's going to have the most screen time?
Namor? Oh, he's about to. That's interesting. I wonder how much. If he has more than an hour and what is Chad's? An hour and 14 in his film? I will pay attention to that.
That would be something to remember.
I will pay attention to that.
Where was it? Hungry on my against it. Thor has survived a neutron star in Infinity War, and so if Namor is that level, then how is Shuri going to beat that? She shouldn't.
Well, you know.
Ant-Man really answered it with the following comment by saying Shuri's only going to win with plot armor. And that's like the only way she even stays alive if she were to go and fight Namor, even with whatever suit mechanic she makes.
Right.
DJF and I said the Dora Milaje have more skill in fighting than Shuri. Stamina said, I can only imagine that Shuri and Co. are going to find a way to overcome Namor that doesn't involve combat. That they'll use brains, science, compassion, something like that. Otherwise, how?
No. That's what I'm saying. How?
Yep.
It's the multiple. I'm telling you, it has to have to do something with the multiple BPs. But again,
like
her and Namor are going to end up... Because from the leak, I believe, wasn't Atuma the overall villain?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess they took that Doom shit out at the end, so we shouldn't even be thinking Doom's behind it all now, or I guess so. I'm going into it thinking it's just Atuma. Andre said there's no way that Shuri's in the same league as Namor, Thor, and the Hulk.
No, she's not. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, what have you shown?
And I think...
I'm sorry. The thing, like Ryan Coogler keeps saying, he kept saying, and the thing we're going to listen to, he kept saying, we wanted this movie to feel real. Bro, that doesn't feel real.
My thing is, I don't like the people who try to act like that is real. Like, what do you mean, sir? He can't. You're fine with Hawkeye.
No, but
it's just But I'm just saying, people on Twitter I'm saying comments like that. You're fine with M'Baku doing it. You're using other examples like it's not justifiable of our anger towards them just switching Shuri's whole character arc around.
Right.
Like it's simply there. Like she's going to be written a whole different way this second movie than she was the first movie, and I just don't agree with that.
No,
but you'll find the people on Twitter who'll be like, "What do you mean? She's a fictional character. She can't learn." Doctor Strange went to Comartage and learned how to. And I'm like,
it's like the director himself has said. We wanted this movie. He said, "I can't. If there's something in a script and I feel like nope, then it's not. Then it's and it doesn't gel. It doesn't make sense and it doesn't feel real to the story." Shuri being skilled as the Black Panther does not feel real to the story that they're still currently telling. Why? Because they've even said Shuri this whole time has been blocked off from the rest of Wakanda. She's isolated herself because of her brother's death. So you're telling me an isolated person who doesn't even train, I'm sure she's up there tinkering, doing shit, whatever.
Even if she did, she just up there start training by herself, learning.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's
learning what?
That doesn't feel real to the story. That doesn't feel real to the story you're trying to tell. That like her being that formidable to take down Namor, who's as strong as Hulk and Thor, it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense of. This is his story. This is what he wrote. So, but I'm gonna get more into that making it real shit later.
Yeah, no. Hungry Almighty said, when my friends go watch Wakanda for never, I will ask them, since they killed off T'Challa, what was the point of the first Black Panther movie? Ant-Man said, I was more hyped for No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness than Wakanda Forever. And
ditto.
Hungry Almighty said, if Coogler and Nate are talking about comic Namor, then I can believe it, but not this version. I mean, like you said, if they've been talking about Namor since 2017 and everything, I don't doubt that they've brought the comic version to the screen. I didn't know if they just right off the bat Namor.
It's not Namor, it's Namor. You got to say it like they said. That's how they said to say it.
I'm talking comic Namor, not MCU Namor. Stamina said, this is the absolute least hyped I've been on release week for an MCU film. It feels weird.
Yeah, no, it does feel weird, bro. Like, I was hyped for Thor: Love and Thunder.
And then DJF and I said Shuri has no fighting ability, and Freddie said Namor is going to get jumped in Wakanda Forever. And then that's it. And then a little more of the recent ones said, Raymond said Shuri was isolated because she didn't take the vaccine. Dorian Clayton said, I honestly think that Riri Williams should have gotten a Disney Plus show that would have led into Black Panther 2 that would explain why she's in Wakanda and how she met Shuri.
Yeah, because she's just being shoehorned into a story that she makes.
Put her in Armor Wars. Wasn't she slated to be in that first?
And then I really don't know.
I feel like she was rumored to be in there, and then I don't even know. I
think we all assumed she would just because it makes the most logical sense.
I'm just saying, nowhere in that original plot thing with Bozeman that he was talking about was anything about Ironheart.
There was nothing. There was nothing about.
So I just wonder when he was like, "Oh, let's bring that to Wakanda," because I feel like they were talking about that with Armor Wars at first, which would make the most sense because almost everything with vibranium, anything metal, just armor. Armor Wars.
That's not like saying we don't want to see Riri Williams. Of course, I want to see all the black characters, that black excellence, that black girl magic. I want to see that in the MCU. I want to see Riri in the MCU. But she has no connection to Wakanda
and it's
whatsoever.
It's like Ryan Coogler purposely was just like, okay, Namor, Riri, all this. Let's just pile as much as we can in this film so they can try and forget about the main thing that's missing.
That's why, Doom was originally in it, but they took him out.
Doom out, yeah. There's so many. I don't know. And then, because I know we got to move on to the next comment or topic. Diesel said, I'm most interested in Across the Spider-Verse of anything else Marvel related. Andre said, they have created more questions that weren't necessary, and all their interviews don't make any sense. They made more work for themselves.
Yep.
And Raymond said, the only film since No Way Home I was excited for is Multiverse of Madness, and I didn't like Ragnarok, so I knew Love and Thunder was going to be something stupid. And D. Steele says, I always say Riri should have been introduced in Armor Wars. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of us, or everyone on this channel has said the same thing since we talked about Armor Wars for the first time.
Yeah, it just
because that's where that Armor Wars should be the next big movie after Ant-Man, because that's where we should have got Riri, we should get Vision, we should get Rhodey and everything. So it's what happened with General Ross and everything. So
right,
I don't know. But if you want to move on or anything,
we'll move on to the
Thor woke and blunder.
We'll move on to the next topic here. And the next topic here is Kang. It's more of a theory too that's been going around. Kang possibly, killing Iron Man, which we know he has been. Anyway, Kang killing Iron Man in another universe, and this is because of the concept art that came out from the Loki series. When they released that concept art, there was a lot of things involving He Who Remains' office and the Citadel that he was in and everything like that. So, and within that original concept art, they had on the shelf was sitting Iron Man's helmet. And with Iron Man's helmet sitting on there, it led people to believe that, obviously Kang is killing Avengers, or the Kang that was here. Maybe not He Who Remains, but because it looks like, he got that Citadel, got that whole thing from a Kang that had already...
Yeah.
Because it looked, the statues were all knocked over in the lobby. There was obviously something that had happened there, so I don't know. He Who Remains. But... So you've got Kang doing that there, but that's on par too with comic, because in the comics, as we all know, Kang, it was in Uncanny Avengers, I believe. He did the you see his showroom here where he's got.
Just an item.
Yeah, just items from just different superheroes from different universes that he has, killed and conquered and things like that. So, it's really cool to see, because it also goes back to what we saw, what the D23 trailer that leaked said, when it had Scott walking up to him and saying, hey, buddy, or him walking up to Scott and Scott saying, hey, buddy, I'm Avenger. And he says, you're an Avenger. Have I killed you before? So it's like, obviously we know Kang has been killing Avengers, which leads into the theory that some people have, and I saw this on Twitter. Some people were saying that they thought that Kang killed the Iron Man from 838. Because if you look at what's going on in 838, there clearly was an Iron Man. Because you have to explain the Ultron bombs. So there clearly was an Iron Man in that universe. And what we saw in What If is Tony Stark seemed to have lived almost the same life that he did in 616. So, it just the theory is that he killed Iron Man from 838, and it has something to do with our Iron Man discovering how to move through the time stream. So he tried to stop that from happening within 838 or whatever like that. So it's an interesting theory. I would love to see in the MCU a Kang office where he has trophies of different Avengers from different universes where he has taken them out and conquered or whatever. I would love to see that. And like I said, I think that Quantumania, the trailer that they gave us, as I said the first time, was the more leery, I guess, trailer. It wasn't the dark trailer that they showed, but I want it to be this dark. I want to see a flashback too, maybe a flashback, a sequence or something of Kang killing Avengers from different universes. I would love to, I want them to really go. I don't know what Kang Dynasty is going to look like, but I want them to really go with how the heavy emotion and dark tone that Infinity War was. Because Infinity War had its moments, but that film opened dark.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to lose. That film opened dark and ended dark.
Yeah. No.
So, that whole tone loomed over the entire film. I really want that, but I want them to do. We saw Thanos doing things, but I want them to really lean heavy on Kang, Jonathan Majors' acting ability, and seeing him be Kang the Conqueror. I want him to be ruthless, bro. I want him. Yeah. I want this.
I just want him to treat the villain as an actual character instead of just a character of a story, and then that they know that they're gonna kill off because the heroes have to win or something. I want them to actually develop him through multiple stories and let it because, I mean, the amount of shit that they're saying he's done, they're gonna have to show some sort of context, and so it would only make sense if even if in this first Ant-Man movie he's like, have I killed you before? To the average fan, they're gonna be like, what does he mean? He's killed an Avenger before. I've never seen it. So it's just they're gonna have to go into some sort of context of him. If it's not this or showing how they did it, it's at least the trophies of him collecting something from each hero and everything. And I don't see why they wouldn't do it, because it's just so many Easter eggs they could do with that too. It's just future heroes they're going to bring in, past heroes, other stuff for us to come up with theories about for other universes and stuff. Just like you said, the Iron Man theory and stuff.
I mean, this is just this picture alone. If they do something like this, I want to actually see him doing it, but I would be okay with this too. Because you got two different shields there, so that's clearly two different universes. You've got two different beasts.
I'm just saying, imagine we get a scene of Ant-Man walking in and then
a whole ass vision.
The camera of it's just all the different trophies and collectibles he's collected, and then in the back of the room, he's just sitting there, and then Scott has to walk up to him or some shit. It's just there's a million ways they can showcase it if they don't want to show him actually killing Avengers or some shit. But I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't, because they know that Kang has to be diabolical. I mean, because Kang's not, it's not like his power, what he does is he's evil. The power, I mean, the main variant of him that there's gonna face, he's evil to himself. He doesn't, he hates the other variants of himself. So it's not like he's gonna want to sit there and talk and conversate with the heroes and everything. He wants to plot and get what he wants. And so I hope that they make it that way and not try to make us I don't want to like Kang, if I'm being honest. I want to hate that.
And I think the Kang, I don't think the Kang in Quantumania is the Kang.
No.
Because he's not, from the trailer that they showed that they just released, not the one from D23, he seemed more, I mean, obviously he's using Ant-Man in that instance to get and into his, to be into his means to get what he wants.
Not to cut I just don't think the main Kang is going to be the one that's stuck in the quantum realm or anything. I figure the main Kang we're going to see Prime Kang, or if they're doing whatever they're going to do, he's going to he's free traveling the world, doing whatever he wants, still plotting shit. If he's the one that just killed Iron Man or whatever from 838. He's not, I don't think he'd be stuck in the quantum realm or anything at this time. Yeah, that'd be my theory on why we're not seeing the official Kang that we're going to see in the end.
It's super interesting. Cool theory. I like I said, the concept art. Sometimes I wish they wouldn't change some things, but I get Feige goes in. He's like, no, save that, do this, wait for that.
Another theory I saw with him is that he could have went back with whenever Cap went to turn the stones back and everything. He could have went and met Cap, fought Cap back then. Whenever he was returning like all the stones and shit at the end of Endgame.
Then how would they explain Cap coming back?
Theory. I read. I was about to say, not for me to explain. I just read the theory.
But no, like I said, I think it's interesting. Question is always for you guys. Listen down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you,
Maybe
thinking that we are going to see Kang taking on some of the Avengers from different universes and, showcasing his skill and showing what he can do and showing him actually killing some of them? Are you believing this theory that that Kang might have gone and killed Tony Stark from 838, and that is the reason that we don't see an Iron Man with the empty chair there? There was that empty chair. How many chairs was it outside of Xavier? He had the 3 and the 3, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. It's interesting. So, listen down below in the comments what you guys think. What are they saying there?
Raymond said, I'm wondering if we can see multiple storylines like we did in Infinity War, but instead of the team being split into different groups, we could see Kang in multiple universes taking over with different versions of the Avengers or Earth's heroes.
Yeah, that would be dope. I really want them to showcase who he is, like the way they did with Thanos. Obviously, before we saw Thanos in Infinity War was just either via hologram or whatever you want to call that, whatever, or the quick going up to the gauntlet, fine, I'll do it myself, whatever, those little things. But when we finally saw him, it was made known right then and there who the fuck Thanos was.
Yeah.
He beat Hulk. He's got Thor hemmed up. He just snapped Loki's neck. Killed Heim.
Yeah.
It was made establish who he is. So I want them to do that same thing with Kang.
I want them to I hope they nail everything with his techs and weaponry and stuff like that, because he's gonna and as much as they went into it with Infinity War with the time travel and everything, they have to nail time travel with this to the
time.
T perfectly, because if that's the main thing he does, that's gonna have to be I just want them to showcase him going back and forth into the future. That's what he does. I just want them to show that he goes into the future and kills whoever whenever and takes whatever he needs and goes back to the past to plan this. And just I hope they show that back and forth and not just keep him in one place too long or something like that.
Right. He's even got fucking Magneto's helmet in there.
I was going to say, which comic is this? Because I'm going to have to read it. Because I don't think I've read this.
Uncanny X-Men, Uncanny Avengers.
Hungry Almighty said, theory, but in the end of Infinity War, Thanos won, and in Endgame, Avengers beat Thanos. To make Dynasty and Secret different, you have Kang be the main villain of Dynasty, and then in the end, Doom beats Kang and becomes the main villain of Secret Wars.
I'd be down for that too.
And
that's another thing. I really hope that they are not I hope that they don't want to do this without Doom. I really hope that that's not a thing. I hope that they've reworked the not in Wakanda Forever scene with Doom in another property, because that has to
into Ant-Man,
that has to happen.
Diesel said, can't see Marvel using the Black Swans, but they should. Raymond said, but I don't.
Okay. I feel like they should. They have to. I feel like that's one of those essential pieces, but that's a different. Keep going.
Looking at this. Oh, my fault. I thought you were about to say. Raymond said, but I don't know how to open Kang Dynasty like Infinity War did. How do you do it just as good as they did before? Thanos is first seen wrecking the Asgardians and killing Loki and Heimdall and even beating Thor and Hulk senseless. How do you stop that showing Kang being a major threat? We know who he is, but they gotta sell it like they did with Thanos.
And I think that's where you throw in either flashbacks or montage of him wrecking other universes' Avengers.
Or just not even have to be a flashback of just him realize like something happens and he's like, oh, I need to go into the future and kill this, or go into the past and kill this person and take this from him so I can do this. And so he does it. That's like an instant decision. Like, oh, okay, that's what I'm gonna do today. Go back.
It doesn't have to be a flashback. You could just honestly start the film with chaos in whatever universe, and how they showed. You know how Marvel does the whatever the words pop up on the screen. Just do 8-3 or whatever universe, and then you just like you have our heroes, but they're different or whatever. I don't know how you would,
I mean, the thing is with variants and stuff in different universes, they all look the same in the comics, though. Like, one thing the MCU's done is they've wanted different actors to play different variants and stuff. Like, all the variants, for the most part, in the comics, like, if you go to a different universe, they still look the same. They just don't.
And the MCU has kind of done that, like, because, all the Doctor Stranges were the same.
I was going to say, but they only do that with a couple, because the Wandas and the Strange were the same, but we've seen, like, the Peters
are obviously different.
The Captain Marvels, the Professor X is probably going to be different if we get one. And so it's just like... Raymond said, I doubt Doom will be the villain of Secret Wars. Dorian Clayton said, the one thing I will miss is him calling Tony's tech primitive and Tony getting pissed about it. Kang is such a great character.
Yeah, he really is.
Raymond 2000 said, because I still think Secret Wars should have been the next 10-year lead up from 2019 and 2029. If they wanted 2 films, they could have done Kang A Dynasty and then Avengers Forever 2 Kang stories.
I want to say it now. I've been saying it, bro. There's no way you can tell Secret Wars in one singular film.
Yeah, I don't think it's just going to be 2 films.
I think they're going to later on announce. I think if they're smart, because you don't half-ass Secret Wars. I don't care. Kang Dynasty has to be its own thing. It can lead into Secret Wars, but it can't be like part 1. Then the Secret Wars film be like part 2.
Doesn't it feel like Kang's Dynasty in one movie is a bit rushed? Like, if that's how they want to do it too.
But it all depends on what Phase 5 looks like.
That's true.
It all depends
on how much they start throwing. Yeah.
It depends on what Phase 5 looks like, how much they progress on it and everything like that. But Secret Wars, in order for that to be told right, that's got to be 2. I've said in the past 3 films, honestly. Like, you can't. That's not a 1 film thing. So I hope later on they announce it is a 2-parter, because it can't be. It cannot be anything other than that.
My fault. Yeah, I don't see how they would do anything different or other than that. But for me, Raymond said, for me, I'd need to see him at least wreck the big, powerful ones like Strange, Danvers, and Thor. Or maybe in one universe, it's a switch up. We see King Thanos and he takes him out, or Red Skull.
No. See, that would be dope if you see a King Thanos and he takes King Thanos out. Or a universe where Thanos, it doesn't have to be, that would be King Thanos at the time. So yeah, that'd be dope.
And then he said they need to have an Illuminati film, a time runs out film, like a whole phase dedicated to the eventual end of the multiverse, or a lead up to Battle World. I'm hoping this is just Secret Wars from the 80s.
No, brother, listen. So when they were getting the rights for Kang Dynasty, to use the name, Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, Eternity Wars, or Eternity Saga, and all that stuff, they got Hickman's. Now, they also did get the original, because they're going to use, I'm sure, things from it. But we all know that they have led more heavy into Hickman's adaptations than anything. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. I like what Stamina said there. Secret Wars just seems really premature to me in its scheduling. I'm no book reader, but the scale of it has The scale of it has been explained. I'm dubious as to how it can be built towards in just a couple years. That's what I'm saying. Pushing it back to 2026 was better. But it all, like I said, I'm going to have to see Quantum Mania.
Yeah.
I have to see because if Quantum Mania is going to be the launch to Phase 5, I have to see what Quantum Mania is really going to do to the overall moving MCU in Phase 5 and 6. because Phase 6 we're moving. That's getting into the Secret Wars territory. So I think again for me, Secret Wars has to be 2 to 3. I don't see them doing 3, but it would have to be a 2-part film. King Dynasty again can lead into it, but I don't want it to be like part 1 of Secret Wars, then part 2 happens. Like, nah, I don't want it to do that. Because like Raymond said there too, you need Time Runs Out, you need the Illuminati, like you need the Fantastic Four. Obviously you get them in Phase 6, their film in Phase 6. I still think we see them before, but you get their film in Phase 6 and everything like that. Like you need the Black Priest, you need Black Swan, you need you need Miles.
Everything.
You need the Cabal. Like, bro, there's so many different moving pieces to this that you need. Now, I'm not saying, again, we know Marvel does their own adaptations, because I could go to Civil War and say, well, you needed this and you needed this, but Civil War was still a good film. But I think, again, there's just unspoken promises from Marvel when it comes to Secret Wars. We as fans are expecting, like, bro, I'm telling you right now, I know that it's 4 or 5 years away. 3 years away. I'm expecting shit when I sit down. Like, I'm expecting Andrew Garfield. Yeah. I'm expecting the X-Men from the Fox universe. I'm expecting Blade, Wesley Snipes, Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Yeah. Like, bro.
And I don't like when people say, like, you should go into movies, like, not expecting this or that and not expecting. But it's like, that's kind of what makes Marvel so great. It's like they've built themselves up. It's like I expect so much from them.
Like, this is Mount Rushmore for them right now.
Like, I expect if they're going to adapt this storyline, I expect it to be somewhat similar. It's like they don't have to go and do piece by piece and take page by page, art for art, like, and put that on screen or anything. But it's like, I don't see why they wouldn't stick to or try to stick to as closest to the original work as they could. And so I don't like when it's like, because I should be being able to get excited to expect like a Council of Reeds or different variations of Doctor Strange or even a Council of Hulks. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like Marvel's built themselves up to that fan point where we as fans should be able to expect that from them to do great
nobody
things.
Can tell me what to expect and what not to expect. I do expect things when I go in Marvel films. There are things that I do have expectations for. Now, of course, you do want to temper those expectations when dealing with things, so you're not like really the air's let out of you for the film. But when it comes to Secret Wars, like, I don't have expectations for Quantumania other than I want Kang to be badass. But when it comes to Secret Wars, I have expectations, man. Like, how are you topping Endgame in Infinity War? Like, how, if this is Secret Wars and this is the multiverse we're in, even though, like, you know, with Multiverse of Madness, it's in the name, but we saw the multiverse for a minute 30 seconds. I'm expecting the multiverse in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it, bro. So it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. What's the rest of some of those other ones?
I lost my spot. I'm about to just. Raymond said, I already know that the Scarab from Moon Knight or one of them will play a role with Kang and possibly the Ten Rings.
Oh, definitely the Ten Rings.
I wonder how are they going to connect Eternals to this, because we have seen Phastos create technology for humanity, and we've also seen a Celestial appear before Earth, and nobody has said anything about it in those films. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like there's a bunch of things that have been introduced in, I mean, maybe that's what they've been doing, and is introducing things and like items that Kang is connected to and everything, because it makes sense with the Ten Rings, and then the Scarab and Moon Knight, and then I
mean, you just look at the trailer for Quantumania, his whole, I want to say that was his chair that was coming together. It looks like the Ten Rings. The Celestials, the patterning, the patterning on the not the Celestials, but the Eternals, the patterning on their uniforms, like, that's also within Kang's shit. So it's like, yeah, it's all connected. I just want to see them bring it together.
Yeah. Louis Berry said, hope to also get in the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spider-Man, or Peter 2 and Peter 3 film, Noir Spidey, Spider-Ham, and Penny Spider. Or Penny Peter.
I definitely, everybody already knows, for those of you that don't, I am, like, Andrew Garfield is my Spider-Man. That's what I want. I need a TASM 3. I need to see that I got rageful.
Don't get 'em started.
I got angry. I got bitter. I need to see that. I need to see him. Yeah, bruh.
Comments going. Every time I refresh, y'all make me lose my spot. Hungry Almighty said, if I were to be real, I'm thinking MCU Avengers 8-8 Avengers for X-Men, Toby, and Andrew Spider-Man, and the Squadron Supreme, because apparently they are rumored for Loki Season 2.
Yeah, the Squadron Supreme is rumored to show up in Loki Season 2. What was that first part again? If I were to be real, I'm thinking MCU Avengers 8-8 Avengers, Fox, X-Men, Toby, and Andrew, Spider-Man, and the Squadron Supreme. Apparently they're rumored. Okay. Yeah, I know the Squadron Supreme is definitely rumored for Loki Season 2. Feige has been working with the X-Men. That's where he started with Marvel, was on those X-Men films. So he holds a special connection to those actors, and especially Hugh Jackman. And if you watch that interview with Hugh Jackman talking about Kevin Feige, they have a very close relationship. So I'm really expecting heavy. The rumor is, and I'm not going to go deep in that rumor, but the rumor is that Kevin Feige wants to use, like, we are not going to see our X-Men until phase... Was it phase 6? They said, like, we're not gonna get our X-Men till phase 6. We're gonna get mutants within phase 5. But I think they said that the mutants he wants to use leading up to Secret Wars is the Fox X-Men, as far as multiversal goes, not R616. That's the rumor. Don't come for me. Go for the rumor.
Veli Superb said you need Molecule Man, Miles Morales, Professor X, Beast, Doom,
How
T'Challa.
the fuck did I forget Molecule Man?
And none of that is set up for a movie coming out not that long in
Who said
context of Veli Superb.
Yes, that is so true.
Needs to be set up. Yeah, no, I mean...
That is so true. Like, none of that, bruh. Like, none of that.
And then Freddie said, who's directing Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty?
Kang Dynasty is Dustin Daniel Cretton, the Shang-Chi director.
I think they announced the writers for that, too, were like some WandaVision writers.
The writers for that is going to... I forget his name, but he wrote for Rick and Morty. The Rick and Morty writers are going to be the ones doing it. As far as Secret Wars, we do not know right now. There are names floating about. One of those names that a lot of the normal, regular MCU fans want is Ryan Coogler. That's just not it, bruh. I'm sorry. There will be so much death. All the black heroes will die. Every single one of them. So it's like, nah, I'm good on Ryan Coogler doing Secret Wars. I don't really... Oh, yeah, I saw somebody... They were talking about Chloe Zhao. No, I don't want Chloe Zhao to do it either. Although, that Chloe Zhao and Kevin Feige had issues throughout the entire production and filming of Eternals, because she wanted to do what she did, and Feige was like, no, we need to do this. It needs to be this way. But ultimately, she got what she wanted in that. So she got at the time, the lowest rated MCU film ever. And, so I wonder if Feige, I wonder if Feige sits back in those moments and he's like, okay, now you're going to eat a piece of humble pie and we're going to do it my way this time. So if a Chloe Zhao under control, I don't know, that still might be really big for her. But she's only done indie films outside of that.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything crazy from what I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the Chloe Zhao thing, though.
Where should I start back up? Dang, I don't even know. Raymond said that's the big problem they're gonna run into. Kang has to be believable, especially since he has no supernatural powers besides his armor and his tech.
Right.
Not again. 90 said no celestial being mentioned in the ocean by the heroes was weird.
Yes, that hasn't been talked about at all.
And then SP Flash said Wong needs to get his act together. He needs to stop acting like a 20-year-old. Ant-Man said, I've also heard rumors that Doom will kill Strange in Secret Wars. Haven't heard those rumors. Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, didn't Doom or who killed Strange in
Doctor Strange dies
in Secret Wars?
Oh, but I don't.
I think it
Secret
was
Wars,
Doom. Didn't Doom kill him because he found out he was conspiring against him? I believe that's what it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dr. Doom did kill him. Yeah.
Which one was this in? The Hickmans?
Hickmans.
Okay. Bro, I keep losing my spot. Just start from the bottom. Grand Regent Drag. We need a World War Hulk film, fella. I know.
Yeah, we do. The rumor with that one is that we're supposed to be getting that, but that's going to be. It's not going to be the World War Hulk film we think it's going to be. It's going to be. The rumor is that it's going to be the Hulks like Scar and She-Hulk and Bruce trying to take down a bigger threat. Don't take that with a grain of salt. And I hope so. I hope that ain't what it is.
Raymond said, whatever Secret Wars is or should I be, I think they need to get maybe James Gunn if this is really going to get into the crazy multiverse stuff, or maybe the guys who did Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I definitely think they have to have not just great writers. I mean, with the Rick and Morty writers, you're going to get some crazy kooky multiversal shit. I mean, you get that in Rick and Morty, the show. So, but you need a director that can see that vision and bring that shit to life beautifully. Because like you were just saying, you did time travel in Endgame, but this entire film is time travel.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to.
Yeah, even like the comments were saying, like his main power is like time. Like that's how he gets all his tech and everything. So I feel like they're gonna have to showcase like his time, because that's how he's gonna have to get his tech. That's the main thing of how he's killing all these heroes and everything. So I just we're gonna have to nail that perfectly.
Yeah.
Read a couple more and then we'll get to the next topic. And Stamina said Coogler's Secret Wars would write in a bunch of black characters just to measure them all for wooden tuxedos. D. Steezel said, I didn't know that about Kane. Or he was just talking to Raymond. Raymond's read that already. D. Steezel said, I can see them also not using Molecule Man.
Sir Yuri G said, not to be that guy, but I would love the Russos back for Secret Wars. Bro, when they said that they were going to do it, that's what excited me, because I was like, bro, the Russo brothers doing Secret Wars, that would be dope. But Kevin Feige has confirmed they're not. They could be, they could be pulling Andrew Garfield, because they said they wanted to do it in 2017. They were like, yeah, that's like, outside of the X-Men, that's what they wanted the most. So them keep saying that they're just too busy. They're not going to touch Marvel for at least another decade. I don't know. It's not like a Secret Wars director's been announced by Marvel. This is just rumors with Zhao and Coogler, and they could be pulling an Andrew Garfield. So the jury's still out on that. Honestly, it's not definitive that the Russo brothers are not going to be doing this.
I mean, plus like we've said, it could be getting pushed back. Anything like that, we never really even know. So. What
was the Molecule Man one that was before Sir Yuri G?
He said, I'm not sure. I can't see, but I remember he said, I'm not sure if they even bring in Molecule Man.
Oh, I don't think they do. I think they're going to use another hero that's already been established, I'm not saying they're going to use, I'm not saying this at all. An America Chavez that has like a character that is like essential to the multiverse. She's the only one of, there's not another version of America Chavez. But I'm not saying that King uses her or anything like that, but I think they're going to use a character like that. They're not going to use Molecule Man.
Yeah.
See, Kitty said America Chavez. That's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking the same thing, bro.
Yeah, Ant-Man said, I've read that Doctor Strange will make an Iron Man heroic sacrifice against Doom because Doom's magic is said to be more powerful than Strange's. And if Doctor Strange dies, it won't be a sacrifice. They're gonna have to kill him. Like if he wanted to make a sacrifice, he would have did it in Infinity War. Reading all the with the stone, he would have sacrificed himself, but he just let Iron Man die. And if you know his ego, I mean, if they stick to Doctor Strange, nigga, ego too big. But Doom definitely. I mean, if it came down to it, I don't see Doom not killing that nigga. I mean, I don't put it past him. Raymond 2000 said Multiverse Avengers and Guardians of the Multiverse could be in this too.
Yeah, that's true.
And then he said, you're right, they could do Andrew Garfield. I've seen the films they did since Infinity War and Endgame, and they need to go back to Marvel. They need to go back to Marvel
quickly because outside of the MCU, they weren't real. They were executive producers on Everything Everywhere All at Once. So outside of Marvel and that, their films don't do well.
And that, yeah.
Cherry with Tom Holland.
And that one little Netflix film with Chris Evans and what's his name?
Extraction.
It did all right, but it wasn't.
I didn't watch the second
for
one.
A long time of. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. SP Flash said, will the live action Spider again happen before or after Secret Wars?
I don't know. I'm thinking before. And the only reason I'm saying before is because I strongly believe, and it's been my theory since day one, that with Kevin Feige over there helping Sony with their Sonyverse and with Madam Web and how it's supposed to tie into Across the Spider-Verse and everything else like that, and now we've got an animated Tom Holland supposed to be showing up in this. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are supposed to be coming back. We know that Miles has to play a role in Secret Wars. I think it happens before, so that you can have more Spider Totems possibly joining in Secret Wars, like a Gwen or Miguel O'Hara. We could possibly see some of those live action. I mean, it's Marvel, bro. It's the MCU. Anything could happen.
Grand Regent Thrag said, do you guys think DCU has a chance to challenge Marvel? Seems like they have a plan. I'm interested in Green Lantern.
I think DC has an amazing 2023 ahead of them, especially with the direction that they are going right now. And if they can really pull it together, I really think that they can be on par in conversation, rather. Because right now they're not even in conversation. But they can be in conversation with Marvel.
Yeah.
For sure.
If I had to give it up one word, potentially.
Yeah.
Or there's hope. Definitely.
Definitely hope.
Stamina said, Gray Man was nonsense, enjoyable, but nonsense. Russo should be ashamed of themselves for that. Is that what I'm... Gray? Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about. I enjoyed the movie. I just didn't like the ending. The third act of it was shit.
Yeah.
Johnny said they produced Extraction. They're fine. And Gray said, I like Extraction more than I did the Gray Man. I liked Extraction.
I didn't watch the second one. I don't even know if it's out yet, but I did watch the first one. I like the first one.
And then Ant-Man said not again, said DC, you got to play the catch-up game. MCU's still ahead.
Yeah, very true.
Ant-Man said the multiverse saga should have planned out better. This saga's going by too quickly. If Marvel doesn't deliver, then they need quit before it gets worse. And then Kenny Pierce said, money-wise, no way. Talking about DC and Marvel.
Right.
Raymond, and where the heck is the Nova series? There's one problem I had with Infinity War and Endgame. I wanted it to be more cosmic, include Nova and other species from space in the plot.
Yeah. Well, I still forget. We do have Guardians of the Galaxy 3, too.
Yep. Hungry Almighty said DC won't be able to compete with Marvel until they get their big five Bat Soups, Wonder, Flash, and Lantern back on screen.
That's what they're trying to focus on right now.
And then, what's Gray Man? It is a movie the Russo brothers produced. It's with Chris.
Can watch it.
Huh?
Can you watch it on Netflix? Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot who the other actor is in it, but it's with Chris Evans and some dude who basically he's chasing him around the world trying to kill him.
I don't know.
DJ Effin Nice said, do you think DC would work on more HBO series than movies? That's my thing. I think DC has a lot more freedom for creativity being with HBO Max than Disney Plus. I think if I were to be on a server, I'd rather be on HBO Max than Disney Plus. So I think that's a big plus for for DC.
Yeah, no, they do have more to play on with the series stuff, but I think the overall plan here that James Gunn, Zaslav, because they even met Zaslav, James Gunn, Safran, they all sat at a lunch the other day with Steven Spielberg. So I think they're really trying to get their shit together, because if they can nail this Man of Steel 2 and it alludes to even more hope for the future DCU, now no longer the DCEU, they dropped that fucking E, it's just the DCU now. I think so. And I could be saying that because I'm a big DC fan, but I really think so.
I'm gonna read a couple more and then I'm gonna move on. Unless you want to move on.
We're gonna
now.
move to the next. We're gonna move to the next topic quickly.
A couple more.
So we have this is second to last topic here, and this topic is the Star Wars Acolyte. I don't know how many. I know D Stizzle is a Star Wars fan, and you guys saw that Star Wars Acolyte did get a casting. It got its casting, and it got. We also got the plot for what's going to be going on within the film. And if you remember, this was back in 2019, so take yourself back to 2019 and D23. And during that time, that was when Marvel and Lucasfilm were dropping bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb of upcoming projects. And one of those projects for Lucasfilm was Acolyte. We didn't know anything about it. We just knew that it was going to be dealing with Sith and Jedi, and that was good enough for me to be, interested in it. Well, all the years had went by, and we never heard anything about Acolyte. But here recently, until this D23 that just came up, we knew that the lead actor from Squid Games was going to be playing the main character within the series, but at D23, Lucasfilm didn't say anything about it. So people were like, "What's going on? Why are we not talking about Acolyte?" Well, looks like I said they're finally talking about it, and this is coming from Deadline. I'll get you guys on there too. This is coming from Deadline, and Deadline said Disney's confirmed its casting for the upcoming new Lucasfilm Star Wars series, The Acolyte. The Hate You Give actress Amanda Steinberg was already announced for the show, and Deadline told you first about Squid Games Emmy Award-winning Lee Jung. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, so I'm not going to say the rest. And then it says The Acolyte is a mystery thriller. See, that's like, bro, like that. I'm already hooked on it. Will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerge in emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. Now, I don't care about the High Republic at all. A former Padawan reunites with the Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. So, that's cool for me. And it's cool for me because, one, this was announced in 2019, and it's not like they just went out and got a whole bunch of, big names to just come in and play these roles. They took their time. They got Emmy Award-winning actors, like I said, dude from Squid Games. You got Amanda from The Hate You Give. You've got some really good actors coming in to portray to portray now what you're calling a mystery thriller, and I really like that because it's like a Jedi. So again, as I've said before with Star Wars, I don't have to have Jedi and Sith for it to feel like Star Wars, but we're now stepping into a realm that we have not been in Star Wars. Yes, we got the High Republic books, but I'm not keen on those either. We got the High Republic books. We've got the Eclipse video game that actually looks pretty damn good for something High Republic. It actually got me interested to want to even possibly learn something about the High Republic. That, so we've got everything that's going on there. You've got the Acolyte coming out. So within that, you're going to have we're in a different place with Star Wars with that. So we're going to have a Jedi Master and her Padawan coming back together to investigate a series of crimes, and the series of crimes is obviously going to be the dark side forces, and that's dope for me because, again, we're in a period that we're not familiar with in Star Wars. As I've said this before so many times, me and Henry have talked about, our producer Henry, he's a really big Star Wars fan too. We talk about this stuff all the time, and one thing that I've said since day one is I would like to visit a different era in Star Wars. I would like to visit something outside of the Skywalker saga, and preferably for me it was going to be Old Republic, but they went High Republic. So I really want to see some of this stuff outside of the Skywalker saga, and I like the darker tones, as I've said when we were talking about Tales of the Jedi. The Dooku arc was really dark, and it was really, the tone of it just felt like Star Wars. So I'm really hoping that when we watch Acolyte, when we see, you know, the mystery thriller, that it feels like Star Wars. That's my problem with Andor. So I hope that it feels like Star Wars. I think that the whole them coming out saying we want to get it right, maybe that's the delay on why we haven't seen or heard too much about it until here recently. So I'm hoping that they are really trying to get this right, and it looks like they are. Like I said, it looks, from something else I saw a few days ago, Acolyte is using practical sets and the volume, so they're really getting into like the whole mythos around the worlds that we're going to be visiting within Acolyte, the places that we're going to be. So it's going to be really cool. For those that have not seen the Eclipse from the Acolyte, or not from the Acolyte, Eclipse from who's doing this game? I forget who's doing this game. If there's a Star Wars fan in here that remembers who's doing this game, let me know. But this was the only thing that even remotely looked interesting from High Republic. Hold on.
Before you even show, speaking of games, like I saw the trailer again for that Captain America and Black Panther game.
The one that's also T'Challa is absent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game does look good though.
That, and then I don't know, the Midnight Suns one looks a little
Yeah, because it's different.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted on this.
I'm gonna run to the restroom while you're doing it.
It's just a trailer, a video game trailer. I shouldn't.
You shouldn't know if it's just a trailer.
Yeah. Like, the trailer for this wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It actually kind of got me excited for anything involving the High Republic. Like, Star Wars, Lucasfilm just has to do a better job of having their ear to the ground. Like, the music in this was dope. Like, bro, this whole thing. We know that, yeah, the music. Yeah, it was dope, bro. Like, we know that Yoda's obviously going to be a familiar face. No, that's not C-3PO. Dope. Dope. Fucking fire, bro. No, Raymond. It's not a show. It's a game coming out. It's a game, Eclipse game. But everything Star Wars connects. So just like Jedi Fallen Order and Fallen Order 2, it's all going to connect within the wider canon of Star Wars. Bro, so dope. God, I remember when they first dropped that. I remember when they first dropped that. It was so dope. Like that trailer is it's super dope. And this within that game, and I'm assuming because if this is with Acolyte, it's going to be at the tail end of the High Republic. So, and you see within the Eclipse trailer. That's why I showed this, because you see within the Eclipse trailer, that's taking place toward the end of the High Republic, because you got the Trade Federation starting to show up. You've got the deals being made with the Trade Federation, and the Trade Federation getting more involved within the politics of the wider Senate and everything like that. I think at this time, I'm not saying that he's the Sith, but I think at this time, Palpatine is still even looming in the background. You know, being a young senator in Naboo, but at the same time, we know that while he was a young senator in Naboo, he was still being trained by Plagueis. So, I think that everything Star Wars connects. Everything is rhythmic. It's supposed to rhyme. It's supposed to be poetic, and I think that Eclipse is going to connect somehow with High Republic, because again, everything Star Wars connects, bro. You guys know if you've played Fallen Order, you know Fallen Order connects within the wider canon of Star Wars. Like Cal's story is happening. The Order 66 happened to him the same time it happened to everybody else. You know, so and we even saw him, you know, using his powers like Ahsoka did in one of the Tales of the Jedi shorts, where she saved the village girl. But instead, in Fallen Order, it was Cal saving his friend from falling. So you know, it's all, bro. It's supposed to be it's Star Wars. And again, I can go on and on, but Acolyte looks like it's gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna temper my expectations though, because this is Lucasfilm, and they are notorious for kicking you in the dick, and I don't want to, you know, be overzealous about it, but it does look like it's gonna be good. Yeah, and no, all the comments there. Pookie Wood said it looks like a show. I'm telling you, bro. When I first saw that trailer, I had to double check. I was like, is this a game or is this a new show or a movie coming out? I was like, because the VF, like the NGN, whatever the fuck it is, it looks great on it. It looks great. Like I said, when Star Wars is at its best, when Star Wars is done properly, when Star Wars is in the right hands, I don't care what anyone says, it is the greatest saga ever told, bro. It's so... it's beautiful. It's poetic. So, but if you're a Star Wars fan like me, let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of Acolyte, for the casting for Acolyte, and what you guys are thinking for... and did I show the casting? I don't even think I showed the casting. This is who they have cast for roles. Sorry. All right, this is who we've got as our cast here. That's Tommen, and he plays in The King too. He plays Tommen in Game of Thrones. Dean Charles Chapman. He plays Tommen in Game of Thrones, but he also plays Timothy Chalamet's character's little brother, King Arthur. His character, King Arthur. He plays King Arthur's younger brother in King on Netflix. If you haven't seen that, check that. I mean, it's from 2018, but Timothy Chalamet is without a doubt one of the greatest actors, or going to be one of the greatest actors of our generation. It's great. But yeah, that's the cast there. But let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking that Acolyte's going to be good? Are you tempering your expectations because of your past traumas with Lucasfilm and them saying, hey, it's okay, come here, and then slapping you again? Are you like, hey, Eclipse, if that all ties together somehow and Eclipse can, you know, be that dope game that it really looks like, and it can tie into the rest of the overall canon of Star Wars? What are you thinking about Eclipse? Let us know in these comments and questions and everything down below, and we'll move to the last topic. Actually, I read most of those there. So we'll move to the last. What we got, Dorian Clayton that said, Tales of the Jedi was so good, it had me upset, because if Anakin was a master, he could have implemented the training that he did for Ahsoka for the rest of the Jedi, so they could have survived Order 66. You know, that was one of the problems there. They didn't want to recognize that Anakin... But, I mean, if you read the comics, they knew, bro. Like, when Anakin would train and things with the rest of the younglings, they would all be watching with Palpatine and everything like that, and they would all see how he would always best the other younglings, but that scared them more than anything, because it was like, oh, he's too powerful, he's too this, he's too that. And it's just like, that's why Anakin was the way that he was. And I love that episode with him and Ahsoka, because Ahsoka's so proud, and so the rest of the Jedi, they're so proud of the training that she's doing, but Anakin's like, bullshit. Do you want to really fucking learn how to train? You want me to teach teach you how to survive. I'm going to teach you how to survive, and then you come with me, and we're going to really put the shit that you've been learning to test. And the clones take her down and take her down and take her down, and she's out for hours at a time at one point. And like and then you see her progress, and you see her use a move that she uses in season 7 to save herself from Order 66, the clones gunning her down. Like, it's poetic, bro. It's supposed to be. So yeah, I really love that scene too. We've got
Deuce Diesel said, I heard you play as a married couple and you switch between characters in different storylines, different paths, different outcomes.
Interesting.
And then he said, yeah, that's what. And then he said, still salty about the Kodo remake. Never cool.
Johnny Steffen he said a comment that is literally me. That's all good and all, but Dave Filoni isn't involved whatsoever. So you sure it's going to be a home run? No. That's why I said Star Wars, Lucasfilm is notorious, bro. They will take you to the fair and, tell you want to get on this ride, and then when you hit you, and then you want to get on this, it's okay, I won't hit you again, then hit you again, then hit you. Like, bro.
Like, you can get on this thing. Too bad you're too fucking short.
Lucasfilm is notorious for hurting fans. So I completely agree. I've said this in my last Star Wars rant. If Dave Filoni's hand's not on it, is it gonna be a W? Because name something out, and this just my personal opinion. The wider audience might have loved Bad Batch. Name something outside of Bad Batch, Episode 1. The rest of his episodes weren't good, but Episode 1, outside of Bad Batch that Dave has done, that's been bad. You can't. And they have this man literally sitting under their roof, not using him, but going to all these other directors like Tony Gilroy, who doesn't give a flying fuck about the lore of Star Wars, and having them direct. That's why. Yeah. So, yeah, no. Dave Filoni has to be on it. He has to be. Let's see. Yeah, no, bro. Are you talking? If you're Johnny, if you're talking about when Dave was on the Star Wars, it was the after shows, the Star Wars after shows they were doing, when he was talking about what what it meant, like how Star Wars is connected, what it meant to him and everything like that. Or he's talking about when Qui-Gon died and how that connects to this. If that's what you're talking about, I won't play it, but I encourage, yep, that's the one. I encourage everyone to go watch that, because when that man said, bro, I was damn near tearing up. I was like, he fucking gets Star Wars. He gets it. He like that, and this man sitting under your roof, use him. It's, man, the overall thing is Kathleen Kennedy's got to go. I know
nothing about Star Wars, and I've heard so many negative names about or negative things about that.
No, she's terrible. People are always like, yeah, but she produced E.T. Fuck E.T. God, fuck E.T. Fuck E.T. Like, I really love that movie, but we're not talking about E.T. Sir Yuri G said, I'm legit hyped for Acolyte, seeing that it's 100 years in the past. Yeah, it has that House of Dragon type of vibe there, and we can learn more about the story before. Yeah, that's very true. It does have that vibe there. Kenny said, literally anybody else would have been a better master than Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan didn't get to finish his own training. Obi-Wan didn't want Anakin as a Padawan at first. No, he did not. He thought it was way too much responsibility. He didn't even know how to interact with Anakin. Like, if you read some of the earlier comics between Anakin and him when they were younger, or when Anakin was younger and he was training him and the missions that they would go on, Obi-Wan was constantly fucking up with, things that he would say or things that he would do in regards to Anakin. But that's why the council said he's 10, bro. He's had attachments. He's had time to get attached to things. He's had time to learn to hate things. He's had time to learn to love things. Like, that's not the Jedi way. That's why in Ahsoka, that's why the little shaman of their village was like, Ahsoka's Jedi. Like, Plo Koon picked her up and took her to the council at a very young age, like the rest of them. Like, I see it, but at the same time, they also, if they would have just treated Anakin with the respect he deserved, they'd all still be alive. So, but yeah, that's that. We've got Dorian that said, especially with him coming into the order older, than usual and needing more discipline. He could have, Yes, exactly. You're basically saying exactly what yeah, that's it. D. Stizzle said they saw Dave as the animated guy, but he's the real successor to George. That is very true. They only look at Dave as, okay, you go handle your little animated stuff, and you can have Ahsoka because you did make the character and blah 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 blah. But they don't want to put the respect on his name, like, because the man has not. He knows the lore. Like, the fact that Episode 3 of Tales of Jedi for Dooku is happening the exact same time as Phantom Menace, and then you see Dooku go in and delete the archives from Kamino and Sifo Dyas and everything. Like, Dave knows what the fuck he's doing, bro. He knows. That's why he's got to helm this. Dorian said more from the dark side, but all that has ended horribly to previous Jedi that have fallen to the dark side and would have known to always choose the light. Raymond said, I know nothing about Star Wars, but I've heard people drag Kathleen Kennedy's name through the mud. That's where her name deserves to be, through the mud. Through the mud.
That's all I ever hear.
I don't care what anybody says, she hates Star Wars. She hates it. She doesn't want to do anything. And there were people in the industry that are like, oh my God, Kathleen loves Star Wars. She ain't showing me she loves Star Wars.
Not from what I seen. I love Star Wars. Not from what I seen.
Dorian said Mace would have been a better master for Anakin. Do you think so? I don't know, man. Mace was an ass. Like, Mace is one of my favorite Jedi, but he was such a Boy Scout. We even see that in Tales of the Jedi, where Dooku was like, well, would you not want Cartry or Master Cartry to question things about your death? He was like, I would want her to follow protocol, and things like that. And I'm like, man, I get it, Mace, I get it. But at the same time, like, even the shit he did to Ahsoka when Ahsoka was like, in season 7 of Clone Wars, and she said, what's going on with Obi-Wan and Grievous? And he said, I'm sorry, citizen, this is a conversation, this is a matter for the council for Jedi, or whatever he said. Mace has always been an ass. I don't know if him and Anakin's personalities would have meshed together at all. Raymond said, are we listening to yes, we are about to listen to that Black Panther one right now. Gray said Obi-Wan and Anakin, both of them was on the job training. Johnny said, that's why I respect Jon Favreau, because he is championing Filoni. He is. Filoni will get the throne eventually. I hope so. Dorian said he would have been the father figure he needed, the discipline that he needed. Yeah, possibly so. Possibly so. Okay, so we'll move in here. Oh, D. Stizzle said Qui-Gon Jinn should have been Anakin's... boom. Qui-Gon should have been Anakin's master. We know Qui-Gon, what happened to him, but I think if he would have had Anakin, he'd have been better off. So, but we'll move in here to the last topic, and the last topic that we're going to talk about is just right. We're going to let you guys listen. I listened to it earlier this morning. We had it sent to us by Tombstone. We appreciate you, bro. Sent it to us in the Discord. Again, if you have not joined the Discord, you can join the Discord. I believe the link should be down there in the bio. If you look at that, join the Discord there. You can you can interact with us throughout the week. You can send us topics, things that you feel like we should see or be talking about. So we appreciate this being sent in. This is Ryan Coogler on the podcast, on a podcast, and in that podcast, he was asked about why he chose not to recast, and I'm going to let you guys take a listen to what he said.
If there wasn't some real feeling in the family, movie doesn't work. Yeah. And so I just want you to just talk a little bit about whether you even considered the possibility of recasting a T'Challa, what that would have meant. Yeah. To ask an actor to come in to fill that role, which, as you described, is a little bit more than a lot more than just the role as a lead actor.
Yeah, it's a great question, man. I mean, like, you consider everything, like, like when something like that happens, like it's like I was like, I don't know, I don't think I could come back and make another one. I don't think I could do this. Like, I don't think there should be another one. You know what I mean? You go through all of the extremes, I would say, And yeah, for me to say that, like, we consider recasting as an option is, like, that's a complicated thing to even say, because, like, with these movies, just like my job as a director, you know. I don't think people fully appreciate any job that's not their own.
Right.
But like the true day-to-day of my job is like, you know, several hundred days of long days of getting other professionals to believe in ideas that I find truthful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what my job is. I have to believe in something enough to go convince other professionals to believe in it as well for an extended period of time. And the moment that I stop believing in what I'm doing, whatever end product that I'm putting out is cooked. Like it's done. It has to be truthful for me. And if there's any element of nope, for me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the process, it's my job to weed that out so that I have a fighting chance of putting something out in front of the audience that the audience can believe and not be taken out of for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? While they eating their popcorn and next to strangers or while they at the house and their kids is doing X, Y, and Z, they have to believe in some kernel of truth that's happening on that screen. You know what I'm saying? And my truth is Chad was gone from the physical sense. He wasn't walking through that door. And in the world that we created over the years, he was the guy. And for somebody else to be him, you know what I mean? For us in the world that we created, we wouldn't have believed it. No matter how good the actor was, no matter how, you know what I'm saying? It would have been lacking the necessary truth for us to do a good job. And the truth is the well that we pull from as artists. You know, our truth was lost, you know, which is a fact of life. It's the gift and the curse of life. Heroes, great men die, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure on this one, I'm coming in a bit different.
I want to start off by saying.
No, go ahead.
After hearing it, because I only listened to a little bit of it earlier, but after hearing that, I personally think the best thing for him is he really should have just stepped away from it, because it sounds like it's still hurting him.
And you know, so I so respect Ryan Coogler as a man, as a black man, as a director, as, you know, I respect him. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still wrong. And the reason he's still wrong is because you can't immortalize this character with Chadwick.
Yeah, like it's too, and that's why I say it's too emotional of a situation for him. He should have stepped, because it's jeopardizing a lot that he doesn't even realize. I feel like
it's to the point. And as you can see, it's still eating him up. And
yeah.
I feel bad. Like, that's sad. Listening to him talk, saying the things that he's saying.
Even in his tone.
He sounds like he's hurt. He doesn't want to talk about recast. He wants to talk, you know, he doesn't want to talk. But at the same time, as I've said so many times, and, you know, I said this on Sunday, and Trey said, well, I don't know, maybe he should have just take a step back. No. I disagreed then, I disagree now. He should have not directed this film. And the reason I say that is because, again, the film's done. The brother still, and rightfully so.
That's what I say.
Rightfully so. No one is sitting here throwing stones saying, "Oh, he can't feel it." But when you start gatekeeping the character, and trying to immortalize the character with like the character has to die with your friend because he said we want some truth in it. I don't want to see. That's the part that keeps bothering me when they say we want the truth in it. Nothing that I watch in any of the 30 or however many fucking Marvel films and shows there are is truthful. When yes, Stan Lee wants it to be like the world outside, but I'm not Stan Lee. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not trying to diagnose the man or anything like that, but or dissect what the man was said or anything like that. But I think what he was trying to say was, like with the LGBTQ representation and with the black representation, and then that there are people that, you know, are blind, sick, that die, or whatever. But I don't think that he really meant for us to take whatever actor and translate that real story into a fictional story where it has no place. He keeps saying that this is truthful. I wanted my truth to be in it, and I felt like if there's something in the script and it says I feel like it's a note, then I'm taking out the script. When you were planning the script and when you were doing the story, I've said this before, and you were talking with Chad, you've had several talks with him, and obviously since 2017, because you've known about Namor, then at what point did you decide? What did he say? He also said too that looking at the next actor, because nobody else can. That's your opinion. Like, I respect Chad, and Chad is again. A lot of you that watch and come into the comments, you know Chadwick Boseman due to T'Challa. I know Chadwick Boseman because he's played more of our black heroes than just T'Challa. So when I'm looking at Chadwick and being the great man that he is, you cannot, because that's subjective. Film is subjective. Everything that you do in the line of work he's in, it's subjective. One person might love it. That's why when Trey said what he said earlier, I get what he was saying, but he said, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on Hereditary? Mine is meh. I want to see what yours is, and whatever he said. And I just said, well, my opinion is not going to change your opinion if it's meh, because I've heard people tell me for years that the third installment to the Black Knight franchise is good. I think that movie sucks. You can't change my mind. Yeah. Yeah. It's like what you're saying about Chadwick, that's subjective. You don't get to come in and take this character and hold him so dear to you because you're holding your friend so dear to you. Yeah. Your friend played that character.
Yeah. That's why it's like subjective, and it's like perception as well, and that's why I said he needs to, especially after hearing that, it's like he needs to step away because his perception is just, it's being too impaired emotionally. Like, it's having too many emotional just like wrenches thrown in his plan to where, like, I mean, it's like you said, we all empathize with him, and not to feel like I'm sitting here talking like down on him or like have no sympathy for him, because I mean, like, anyone who sits here and read like how this is unfolding, we know like he lost a real life close friend.
He did.
But it's like, imagine how much it probably kills him to go to work every day and just, he probably that's all he thinks about with this coming up. I hope I make him proud with this release day. I hope people really, I know he's not in it. I know a bunch of people want recast, but I hope they at least enjoy it because I did it for him. And it's just like, imagine it's just some people are going to come out and say T'Challa should have been in it. He's going to be online reading all this. Like, it's still hurt. Like, it's going to be hurting him until the movie comes out Disney Plus next. They're going to have awards for it. It's going to be forever. Like, this isn't something that's
that's why I said with people saying, oh, Ryan Coogler could be great for Secret Wars. If you want T'Challa, no.
Yeah.
Because it seems like in yes, we got little TJ Jr., but it seems like, and I'm not saying, and when I say yes, we got him, I'm not saying like, oh, yay, that's what Marvel's giving. They're forcefully giving that.
We got him.
So since we got that, they're going to try to play that story out through that. But again, for him to make the comment that no other character or no other person can come in and do it as good as Chadwick, again, I said the same thing about Heath Ledger. I did, man. Like, bro, I have an obsessive personality where when I get hooked on something,
you like something.
I get hooked on it. And I was hooked on Heath Ledger's Joker, like hooked, bro. Like I watched that film so many times. No one to me could ever top that. But then I saw Joaquin Phoenix play the Joker. And for me, Heath Ledger still tops him. But I can have that I've said this so many times. I can have that conversation of, damn, Heath Ledger when I watch Dark Knight, but then fuck,
and you're going to get Joker too. And you're going to be able to compare the things that you like about Heath and the things you dislike, the things they do differently.
Right.
It's just like, that's the thing with any actor, any role that is in Hollywood that I feel like us as the audience should be able to do. We should be able to debate who played what the best, or who, not even just debating who did it better. It's just like highlighting what we like about certain actors playing the character over other actors playing the character. It's not like I think this is the first time in history I've ever heard of a role being gatekeeped.
It's unprecedented. We have never seen this in media. This has not happened. This has not happened where we've taken, again, I use this example when I was with Chillmonger and them. When they retired Kobe's jersey, you immortalized that because of that man's legacy and everything he did there. How long? Kobe's been in the NBA playing for the Lakers since what, 18? 17? That was years built into that system, to that franchise, to that program. He was the franchise player, basically the franchise's main character. But he had time. You know what I'm saying? Time. But they're trying to immortalize Chadwick as if it's a basketball jersey, but this is a character.
That's what I'd understand.
This is a fictional character. And then, I'm sorry, for him to say, the comment still, I'm on that he can't look at another, that's in line with Nate Moore, that I can't look at the next young actor that's not Chadwick. You're both let me make sure I'm correct here. They are the only two brothers, I believe. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Ryan is the only brother that is a director for any film. I don't think they have another black director for a film. Besides Julius Ona, but he hasn't done that yet. And whoever they get for Blade, he hasn't done that yet. So we're talking current. We're not talking coming, we're talking current. And I believe Nate Moore is the only brother that sits up in any type of high power with Marvel. So what you're telling me is, coming from the same community, looking at our community, knowing how our community is, knowing what T'Challa, because Nate Moore, 2018, in order to first love to Black Panther, you have to love T'Challa. Knowing what T'Challa meant to the community, you can't look at another young black actor that wants to get in a role like this and have that be the new face that all these kids and us adults and everybody gets to look up to. You can't do that because you're so stuck in your feelings, rightfully so, I'm going to continue to say that, rightfully so, that your brother, colleague, and friend passed away. But again, as I said at the very beginning of this, if that is really how you felt about it, I've said this again now, days now, if that's how you truly felt about it, and I still hear that hurt and sorrow in your voice, walk away. Why did you do this? Why? I can't continue to say some of the same things.
And it sucks because like
morbid. I can't continue to say some of the same things.
If I don't see how, if Ryan Coogler would have passed, like, he's replaced. Like, if anyone in their positions, they're replaced. Like, if they're like, they are. I've heard with William Hunt and everything, they were already talking about recasting him before he even passed away. Like, and so it's just, I don't. It's just we come in here every time and we're gonna
every time. I didn't even think we were gonna have a recast topic today.
Continue to do it, and it's just like we say the same things over and over again to the point where it's like it doesn't get annoying because I feel like we're right, but at the same time, it's just I feel like it sucks knowing that we're not gonna get anywhere for a long time, seeing how emotionally damaged he is, and knowing that this is his biggest act and his biggest work, and he's not gonna give this up. Like he's, I'd say that Ryan Coogler, if he can, he wants to be attached to Wakanda forever. Like, and like literally, he wants to be attached to like Black Panther. If he can get his hands on Secret Wars, he cannot wait for that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Marvel has made Ryan Coogler like a lot of what he's done, and so I just don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah,
I don't see why he wouldn't make the decision, knowing he's been in business. Just, I'm gonna honestly look to see if he's had to recast anyone before. That's what my homework's gonna be.
And something else I really wanted to say, because we've gotten comments. Now, I can only, well, let me not even say that. Some of our recent comments haven't been a lot of anti-recasters, which has been great, but it hasn't been a lot of anti-recasters. But when I'm on Twitter or some comments or Twitter or whatever, and I see the conversation around anti-recast, and it's a lot of, and I'm it's my channel. I'm gonna be as blunt as I always am. It's a lot of white folks that are always like, it's fine. Get over it. You'll do. This is my favorite one. This was directed at me. They're gonna recast him, buddy. He's coming back, bud. So you can chill out, calm down. Like all those comments and things like that. I think when those comments are made, they are made from a place of privilege.
Yep.
You are privileged to be able to say that.
Even now, your Superman's coming back.
Yes, even now, your Superman is coming back after a decade, after whatever. You're getting Superman, and even then, you still didn't lose him because you have Lois and Superman
through
on the fucking CW.
Through all the drama, you're getting your Flash.
You still didn't lose him. You still get him, but they're coming from a place of privilege, and the privilege is because when you look right. Sorry, my right. When you look right, and you look left, and you look up, down, left, right, however you twist it, you're represented in every avenue. You're represented on the fucking snack boxes that we buy. You're represented in every avenue. So I think when you say, oh, you're going to be fine, representation, you still got representation in the MCU, you can go check the last video we did on that. You still got representation in the MCU, you're going to be fine. You're coming at me from a place of privilege. I think what you have to do at that time is humble yourself, be able to see the plight of someone else, be able to see what they're trying to say. Like in 2020, that was the whole thing. Here, we hear you, we see you. I know this is not the same thing, but it's still the exact same community. It's still representation. It's still a character. It's still someone, even though we know he's fictional. We know that. But how many times in media do we idolize fictional characters that we know aren't real? We cosplay as them. We quote them. We have posters of them. We try to, in our hearts, they're immortalized. They are immortalized because they're fictional characters. So it's just like, it's crazy to me that we don't, it's crazy to me that you want to sit and tell me from a place of privilege that you're clearly represented everywhere around you, that it's okay, you'll be fine. They're going to redo it. He's going to come back. It's okay, buddy, bud, you're going to be fine. No. I think what you need to do is be able to humble yourself, be able to see the plight of someone else. I get it. The comment we got was a long one, someone saying, just try to think about it. Bro, I don't care how you twist it. I don't care how you spin it. Like, if T'Challa's not in it, I don't need to think about shit.
That's my thing, though. Like, I mean, to come in, like, you got to see how obviously we support this and everything. So to just come in here and to say, just think about it, like, what do you mean? If I'm being so honest, what do you mean think about it? And it's just like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, whenever they're on social media and everything, they're on the lens of like, they're not even trying to empathize with the posts they see. It's all through the scope of their life and how they want to see everything. Because, I mean, I forgot who said it, but I mean, like the phone got a lot of people, like, they can say whatever they want because they won't get, like, slapped in the mouth or anything.
Oh, yeah, so Twitter like, fingers.
Over time, a lot of people have just gotten used to the point they can hop on and say whatever and then never think about it again. Like, some people probably don't even give a fuck about the MCU, Marvel, but they could be feminist or something. They could be on some political thing and they just don't. It's just like they see something trending and they want to hop on and just hate. And so it's just like, and I don't understand why it's always like,
that one's frustrating.
And it's like, it sucks that it always, most of the time, it boils down to a racial issue. Because it's just like we see as to, like you've said before, it's two different worlds. Like,
it is two different worlds.
We see the world through like two different lenses. But the thing is, we can attempt to see their world because it's not like they've had like too many hardships or struggles and shit. But like whenever it's like they got to put our lens on. It's just like they don't want to see our world because it's like too dark to look into or some shit, or like I don't know. But it's just like it's weird because then I don't know. That's a whole different convo because then you throw in culture and everything like that. So
it's like Paul Mooney used to say, everybody wants to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga.
Yep. Oh. Yep.
And that is
I seen it earlier in the comments. See, like some people ain't, or some people are just skin folk. Not everybody kin folk.
No,
it's just
and you know that's just truth of it. That's just truth of it. So I think that Coogler's comments here, although I'm going to continue to say he has every right in the world to feel this way. but he has every right in the world to feel that way away from Black Panther.
I don't know why I just thought of this example, but it's just like, as close as we are and we on this channel, if I passed away, please put another co-host in this seat. Like,
no, the seat is immortalized.
Please don't
no
sit
one will
here.
ever sit there again because of the legacy that you brought to this channel and the energy and everything that you brought to that seat for almost a year.
1 year.
No one will ever sit in that seat again.
1 year. Not even that yet. No, it's just like, I don't know though. It's just, I think the hard thing about it is we're just so passionate about it. It sucks that we know it's not going to come true for like, we don't know how long, but the thing that sucks about it is that when people kind of just rub it in, like, get over it, think about it, buddy this, buddy that.
Oh, I can't stand
you got your touchy. Don't you know the mantle's passed? You're still getting a black represent. This is that. It's just like, I don't know, a whole bunch of excuses from people that I feel like I'm not catered to their excuses.
It's not even. It's the fact that it's people again, and we know who you are. Like it's the same people that are going. I think I want to kind of shout him or her out. It's the Twitter account Eternity. Go blow them up. The Twitter account Eternity. That account is so annoying. For someone that is so anti-recast, they are in every pro-recast conversation on Twitter. And I'm like, what the... Like, bro, like shit I don't want... Like, if there's something I don't want to talk about, guess what? I'm not going to find myself in that conversation talking about it.
I go ban the word. If I don't want to see it on Twitter... I go ban the word. Like, I literally won't see the fucking topic.
Yes, and it's and these people that are doing this, these people that are saying the shit like you just said, like it's all the shit that you just said. These are people that have gone to YouTube and watched people like Eric Voss and watched them attempt to explain the Black Panther, and then are like, oh, I understand the Black Panther now. Well, I can join this conversation because Eric Voss said that it's a mantle.
From now on, every time y'all see someone say like, oh, the mantle's issue number, just ask for it. Ask for the issue number where T'Challa gone and Shuri's the issue number. That's it. Right. That's all, because that's issue number. Comic number what? Like, because it's just to the point where there's no need of arguing, because it's like, if we try to educate the arrogant don't listen, I'm just be arrogant right back. There's no need to try to educate anymore. Like, it's just, I mean, I hate to argue. I mean, I don't. That's the thing, though. Like, I hate to educate you. I hate to argue, but I don't. Like, I really love to argue. Like, it's not what I want to do first thing, but I will. So it's just like, I hate when people think like we won't sit back and just come and like tell them their what you just commented was stupid.
You know, I've been told too, you know, while you sit on your channel with your high horse and you think that your word is law and that you know everything, bro, I'm just reading the source material. Like, you're mad at me, but I'm just reading and telling you the source material of what it is I'm reading. Like, that's it.
It's like they expect them to come into our space and make us mad or some shit too. Like we literally, it's source material. I'm not over here. It's not like we over here preaching anything that's just outright wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's things you disagree with, but that's everyone, because everything's, like you said, subjective. Perception. So it's like, I'm sure there's stuff even our normal viewers come and disagree with. Even me and you, we sit here and debate. Everyone on the channel does, but it's just like, I've never seen anyone on here just come out and say something that was just outright wrong. Like, not a fact, just like, something to just be wrong.
And just to take it back really quick before I close this topic, what Ryan Coogler said in there too, when he was like, you know, I also thought to myself, you know, don't make the movie. Why are we making it? That right there should just show. Again, I know he's still emotional, but I know that was, you know, everything had just happened then. I guess, do they not? The schools have grief counselors. Yeah. Does Marvel Studios not have grief counselors? I mean, could they not have called somebody in, being a multi-billion-dollar company, and been like,
first movie made $1 billion, pay for?
Could they not call? And then they could have gotten a professional opinion that said, "Hey, he might need some time, some years. So if you want this film to come out on this time slate, you might want to get someone else in." That's my professional opinion. Because he clearly was hurt. He clearly, to even say he didn't want to make the film. I mean, Letitia Wright said that too. She didn't think the film should be made. And I'm just like, so that's so weird to me, bro. That's so weird and again, I'm going to constantly say this because they are skin folk. That is so weird that you want to cut representation off where we're already not represented enough. Oh my, I'm exhausted.
But jump to represent another. And not no hate on it.
No hate.
All races everyone deserves representation in some sort of aspect. I mean, that's what entertainment is. Like in every sort of entertainment, we want to be able to relate to it. But I just don't see how they were not able to like represent their own culture, but so easily throw another like change up Namor is like he's from Atlantis and everything. Like they changed him up to real life represent something. So I'm not sure how they just did that so easily, but then said that they can't do it with T'Challa. I mean, I'm emotional.
Nah,
rightfully, like you said, I don't know if we have to say it every time after we say that because
somebody
it might get clipped or some shit.
Yeah.
But it's like rightfully so. He is like we've all said before. But it's just like. I think anyone in that position should even hearing him in that podcast. He sounds hurt. Like, if you can't talk about like things of the past without like sounding hurt about, I mean, like you clearly you haven't had enough time. And so I think, and that's the thing. Maybe he should have listened to Letitia Wright. Maybe Ryan Coogler's not ready. Maybe she should have just came out and said it. Ryan Coogler doesn't need to. He's not emotionally ready to make this film.
I just want to know where Marvel was. You're a multi-billion. This is honestly the last thing I'm saying. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Where were you? Like, did y'all all just stop production? Like, why didn't the company step in then and say, hey, like, we get it, he's great, but because they left it up to Nate Moore and Ryan, like, was Feige? I don't even know if Feige was really.
You think all, not to being racist, but you think all the white, let's let the main two black people
I definitely think that.
We don't want to intrude on what they have going on, and maybe we should just let them handle it. And
I don't even know if it was so much as intrude as if they fuck it up, it's they shit to fuck up. We're not gonna be the ones blamed for fucking it up. I think it might have been more so that I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, if they fuck this up, it was them.
It was them. Like
it wasn't us.
I just want, like, I don't know, because Feige is the head. He has the final say. Or did this even go up to Chape? No, it couldn't have. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Did it get to the top? Right?
I don't know.
No fucking way, right? No way it got to Chapek, right?
I don't know if he had I don't know who made the final. We know that Nate Moore and Coogler made the final decisions, but I wonder if there was anybody above head that might have been having that conversation, like, are we making the right choice? You know, I will say this. There is a recast video that is out that got shared to us on Sunday. It is, I believe the video is titled Marvel Making Mistake, or not mistake. Is Marvel making mistake with the Black Panther or something like that? But go watch that video. It's a very good video. He did a very good job on there. Very factual. He was to the point. Boom, boom, boom. So I would check that video out too, and also check out our other fellow recasters. You know, you got Chillmonger, Theo B, Be Real with D-Real, E-Man, of course. You've got Spoiler Kings that talk about recast. You've got K-Dot that talks about recast. You've got all of our recast friends over there. I know I'm missing people. Please forgive me, but hey, we've got all of our recasters out there that are talking about the same thing. So
y'all know them all.
Yeah, you know them all. So as always, let us know down below. Thank you, Pookie. Damn, how did I forget my guys at Back of the Bus? Marcus and Josh over Back of the Bus. Yes. So like I said, as always, question is for you guys. We talk about recast all the time over here. It is a trending topic. It's become more so of a trending topic simply because we are getting closer and closer to the film. And even after the film, it's going to be moments where it is a trending topic. But every time, as I always say, every time that this trends, T'Challa's name trends. And I don't want us, because we are not a recast channel, but it is something that we are extremely passionate about over here. So it's a conversation that is going to continue to happen when things come up about T'Challa. I mean, it just is. So, like I said, down below, let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Did you think what you're thinking of what Ryan Coogler's said in this podcast? Are you thinking he should have stepped away? Are you thinking, are you thinking he made the right decision? Are you thinking he's just, the man, he's still hurt. He was grieving heavy. They were all grieving heavy. Should they have just pushed it back further? We've seen Marvel push things back time and time again. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Like, subscribe, share that, and we'll move to the chat, and then we will close.
Let's see. Belly Superb said, I know they're talking a comment. I know, right? Now Q is the new James Bond because 007 is just a man's. Ant-Man said, Ryan put this movie in jeopardy when he put his grief into this film, and now he wants to feel what he felt. We don't want that. We want T'Challa's story. This is not a Black Panther movie at all.
No, I can't call it that either, and again, with everyone, I'm telling you, there are going to be so many people wearing white.
Yeah,
there are going to be so many people. I still
don't get it.
It's that you are what's the word? That you are. Oh man, that doesn't normally happen to me. That you are. I'm just gonna say accepting. That's not the word I want to use, but that you are accepting this morbid funeral, and that you are, I guess, participating.
Yeah,
you are participating,
supporting
in this morbid funeral, this digital morbid funeral that you are wearing white to, and you're about to be in there, T'Challa.
The influence the internet can do is crazy. Because, I mean, if I show up to this movie theater and I see just a bunch of movie fans, not comic book fans, a bunch of movie fans wearing white participating in this.
In Chadwick's funeral?
Because I guarantee you they haven't read plot leaks. I guarantee you they don't know anything about the movie. The only thing they know is that there is a funeral scheduled and wear white. That is that's the only thing they're going to show up and know. D. Steezel said all these street level channels who keep it 100.
Appreciate it.
Always gots to.
Appreciate it.
We ain't got no money for them to take yet. Them shouting out the recast channels. Ashra said Feige wanted sellout shields. Andre Ware said Marvel's Twitter account asked who is your favorite character from Wakanda.
I saw that bullshit.
Stupid as shit.
I saw that.
And the main answer has been to that was why the fuck would they?
Listen, I'm on my real Twitter, which I just got back last year. I lost it in 2020 when I cussed out Oprah and Gail. So I can't go off on
still banned on one of my burners
on verified accounts anymore. Because I really wanted to quote tweet and say this has got to be the dumbest fucking question that y'all have ever tweeted out. What do you mean? Who is the most? Who do you love the most? What the fuck do you mean? Like that was dumb. Complicit, yes.
Johnny Steve said Malcolm Spellman, writer of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Cap 4, should have been involved with Wakanda Forever, especially with the decision.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say if that's who I'm thinking, and he wrote all the scenes in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier that were like relating to real life issues and everything, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Gray said Kevin Feige moonwalked out of that situation.
Oh yeah, he got the fuck out of there, bro. The funniest thing that Kevin Feige has done recently to me is when at the Wakanda Forever premiere, I shared that video to y'all when he was like, the dude asked him, whatever he asked, what can you tell us? He was like, I'm sure you've talked to a lot of people here, so you got the
like, what can you tell us about? He was like, I'm sure you've talked. Who have you talked to?
Yeah, I mean, he's done. He was bored, bro. He was ready to go.
Belly said something is off about Letitia and all the TV spots and trailers I've seen. Her aura just doesn't come across right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're all still being affected by it and stuff. They all handle it differently and everything. But I mean, I'm sure this week is a big week for all of them.
Yeah.
The Marvel saw a chance to make million. Definitely why this movie is coming out and to make money.
Yeah, because it is on track right now. I know a lot of people are probably, because I know there are people that are rooting for it to fail. So this might hurt some of those feelings. It is on track right now to be in the top 10 best opening weekends.
Makes sense. Marvel saw. I just read that one. It's so ironic. Velly said it's so ironic that in 2018, Ryan and Kevin said they wanted Black Panther 1 to be like a Bond movie. Well, Bonds are constantly recast, and white actors get to bring different flavors to the character. And we're even to the point where Bond's recast so much, we're talking about getting a black one.
Yep, or a female. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
No, and the funny thing is, Nate Moore said that. Yeah, and this is the same Nate Moore that said, "Oh, but this film, Wakanda Forever, feels like The Godfather." That's why I didn't even cover when he said that quote. I'm like, I'm not about to clown this man. Like, okay, The Godfather.
Gray said if it was too soon to recast, it should have been too soon to make the film. Agreed.
Yep, I agree. I think Theo B had made a really good point about that. I think he said it took them like what was it, 3 months to decide? 2 months, right after he died, like 2 months, and they still announced the film. Yeah.
Raymond said even the Fast and Furious cast kept filming and making films after Paul Walker died.
It's true. Fast 10, the marketing is about to ramp up. They're about to start the marketing for Fast fucking 10.
Pookie Wood said also hurt so much that they incorporated his real story of dying from a disease into the movie. They make no sense.
Yeah.
D. Steele said New Rockstars is too mainstream for my taste. They're like the Entertainment Tonight of superhero content. Yep.
Man,
I stopped by a lot of those a long time ago. I mean, not to just be ignorant, but our content just better.
Like I
really do. I learn all I like. Not because I'm not the most educated, but the people I sit in the room with, like, they really do. Like, y'all know a lot about y'all shit. I know a lot about different areas, but so I learn mostly everything I need asking y'all questions or just like asking you like, what comic is that? I'll go read up, just shit like that. So I don't really have needs to watch other people anymore unless I just want to see their point of view.
Right.
Like
Eric
like Rob, I fuck with Rob's point of view.
I fuck with Rob. I fuck with Rob's like when he's reading his comics. Some of his opinions.
Some of his opinions I don't fuck with. I don't like when you talk about the MCU.
Yeah, because his opinion on the whole T'Challa thing, he hasn't really given an opinion on it, but he's just like I don't like how accepting he is of it all. Especially nah.
Yeah, no, he colored too.
He is. I was just about to say that, especially being black.
Skin folk.
Yeah, I'm not.
Pookie said other examples are like in politics, Jim Clyburn being the token black standing up to make sure Bernie didn't get elected.
Oh, we're talking about what's his name?
Yeah. Stamina said Voss is good at what it does, but he's not good at everything. His blind spot on this topic is maddening.
Yes, maddening, bro. Maddening.
Were we hating or we just I'm going through a little comment spree. We just hating on Evo. That's what we do. Astra said Eric Voss probably doesn't even read Black Panther comics.
Doubt it.
Official EMG said we're in a hater era on the internet. Hey, I can't lie. I guess I got burners. I'll be a hater myself, but never do I just go into areas and just hate for no reason.
For no reason.
Like, on like real life shit that's like some real like where I'm wrong. I don't go be wrong when I hate. Like if I would go hate on anything, I'm gonna be right about it.
Yeah.
Dorian Clayton said, do y'all think Aldous Hodge could have been a great T'Challa?
I do.
Yes.
He was originally my first choice until I saw Yolanda Noel's comments on it. Then I was like, okay, I could see Yolanda Noel. So Yolanda Noel took that spot. But then after I saw
John
David Washington and the deep fake stuff, I was like, damn. I could really see John David Washington as him. But I can honestly see Damson Idris, John David Washington, Yolanda Noel, Aldous Hodges, especially after that Hawkman performance.
We could see so many of them, but we don't get to.
Yeah.
And then he also said that seat, sir, will never be filled. I can't see anyone else fill that seat. I appreciate that. Even though I think yesterday Corey was in it, she filled it pretty well. Kenny Pierce said, "You only have to look up to see clouds. You have to dig to see dirt."
That's true. That is true.
And then, can I finish? J.O. Wolf said that Buddy be having that racist seasoning on it.
It do.
I hate when people call me buddy or boy or.
Oh, don't call me no motherfucking boy, bro. I'm not your boy.
Anything to really start with a B. Like I just hate that like, black boy. Idiot. That shit. Raven said, y'all trust these corporations too much. Yeah, not anymore. I don't got too much trust in outside of the future. I hope they nail it on some movies. But as for Ryan Coogler, and someone also brought up, I know it's too far up to scroll, but someone brought up Ryan Coogler he got replaced on Creed 3 because they're saying Michael B. Jordan's directing it now.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like, I don't. Everyone talking about the buddy. Yeah, CJ Wolf said Michael B. Jordan's directing Creed 3. Coogler got recasted.
Yep. He got recast.
Ashra said they better not call T'Challa Jr. Nakia's fake headcanon son like any of Storm's kids with T'Challa from the multiverse, including that one white woman he got with in the zombie apocalypse storyline.
Yeah, little TJ's the future. That is what they're doing. He is the future for them. He's the future king of Wakanda because in Ryan Coogler's words, he's going to inherit the throne just the way his father did. But if Ryan Coogler really read those comics like he says he did, he'd know that T'Challa earned the throne. It was not inherited to him. But that's neither here nor there.
Grand Regent said, why aren't they using Yaw for Blue Marvel instead of Wonder Man? Hey, go check out our video on that.
Great question.
Grand Regent, I don't think I've seen you before, so I appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
we definitely have a video on that if you want to go check it out, though.
Yeah.
Stamina said, John David couldn't ever convince me he was African. The other names on rotation, I'm all for.
I just like the.
I didn't even think of that.
I just like the deep fake that they did of him. That deep
John
fake
David
is
Washington is T'Challa. That shit is funny. He said, bro, when I saw Grant Regis said, bro, when I saw him in Black Adam, my first thought was T'Challa. No, I'm pretty. When we were sitting there, like we both after the movie talked about how he liked how like they made her like wrote his character and everything.
Yeah, he was strong.
Kenny said Rob is super biased too. He's more of an X-Men fan than anything. A guy, yeah.
Yeah, Rob is.
You might have to take over for some of these, because I think I have to leave. I gotta go pick my dog up from my mom. I'm supposed to be there by 10.
Where's the last one you were at?
I scrolled all the way down to the bottom.
I've got.
And I was just picking ones up, but you can start it honestly.
Dorian said it's honestly weird that they're. Oh no, you read that one. Ashra said Robert is not for recast T'Challa. Nope, I don't believe he is either. Raymond 2000 said I predict John Campia isn't gonna like this movie as much as he and Robert think they will. Oh, you're talking about Robert. You're talking about Rob Meyer Burnett. No, Rob's not for recast. Anytime him and John talk about recast, I hate Rob's opinions, and typically I do like Rob's opinions. I really do, but. Nah, he's wrong on that one. How he just keeps saying, "Well, I want to see how they further the geopolitical sphere of everything." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no. Then you've got let's see. D Stizzle said,
"See y'all tomorrow." I don't know if I'll be here Wednesday though, because I think I might go to the Thunder game.
No, that's fine.
So I'll let you know though, but I'll be here tomorrow.
D Stizzle said, Rob also said Riri should have been the new Black Panther. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, Rob said that. I didn't know he said that. I only really have been watching his comic stuff. Kenny said Rob is super biased too. He's more yeah. We read that. Stamina said Rob is a full-on fence sitter with regard to the whole T'Challa biz. Yes, he is. Let's see. Then we've got Grand Regent Thrag that said, so they're going to do the T'Challa son angle. Yes, that's what they're doing. Little TJ. He's in the mid-credit scene. Do not sit... Well, if you're going to see the film, you don't have to sit and wait. There is no post-credit. It's just going to be the mid-credit scene there. There is no post-credit scene. Oops, sorry. Let's see here. We've got Raymond that said, is there an official comic book storyline that portrayed a war between Wakanda and Atlantis? Not to my knowledge that I'm thinking, no. But we've seen the war. We've seen battles between Wakanda and Atlantis. But I can't think of one that specifically portrays a war between them. Grand Regent Thrag says, bro, when I saw him in Black Adam, my first thought was T'Challa. Yeah, he did do a really good job. Raymond 2000 said, we read that. Grand Regent Thrag said, why aren't they using? We read that too. Okay. Let's start here. Raymond 2000 said, like E-Man, I don't trust Marvel. The only people I trust are some of the family members and a couple of friends in Black Jesus. Why would I trust a man who took a friend he is grieving and made his death a plot? Yeah, very true. Oh, did it flip? Yeah, it's probably gonna, it flipped me, but it's okay. That's outside my area of expertise. My producer would have to handle that one. Let's see. We've got... Grand Regent Thrag that said, I'm suspicious of anyone who doesn't want to see T'Challa back. I really do. I'm suspicious of anybody that doesn't want to see him back either. Like I said, it's extremely weird, to just not have the franchise's main character. That's what DC was doing wrong with the DCEU. For a decade, we saw a crumbling DC without Superman. Just the 5 seconds he showed up in Black Adam gave an echo of hope for the future of the franchise. Why? Because you brought the franchise's main character back. Let's see. We've got Gray that said Robert Meyer Burnett wouldn't want that for Superman. Let's see. We've got D Stizzle that said, yeah, Rob said if he was in charge of that franchise, he would have made Re-Rub. We read that. Yeah, that's terrible. We've got Sir Yuri G that said, yes, there is during the Priest run during the 90s. Which run is that? Which one is that, Sir Yuji? There was a mini conflict with Wakanda and Atlantis, and T'Challa had issues with Namor that led into the fight. Hence, in my opinion, where the true beef began. That is true. But which one is that? We got Pookie Wood that said, echo of hope, no pun intended. You know. That's what the S stands for, man. Raymond 2000 said, man, when Aldous showed up in that African print, that's true. Shoot, me and my aunt crossed our arms and did the Wakanda Forever salute. That's funny. We got Grand Regent Thrive that said, Echo is going to be so garbage. I don't know why we're doing an Echo series. Andre Ware said, I'm looking forward to hearing y'all's review on the movie. Appreciate it. I'm definitely coming in. I'm not Willy Wonka, so I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for y'all. I'm going to come in. I'm going to give it to you like I always do, straight, and it's going to be to the point. And I'm going to let you guys know exactly my feelings for this film, what they've done with T'Challa, and the future of the franchise. Let's see. Kenny Pierce said, I could see Blue Marvel showing up in Blade. The rumor was that Blue Marvel was supposed to show up in the Marvels. He was going to show up in the Marvels, even though he's not a Marvel, but he's going to show up in the Marvels. And that rumor, I want to say that rumor, as we get closer to the film, we might see some more circulate about that, although we haven't really heard anything about the film. But as we get closer to the film, we might hear some things circulating about that. So that is a possibility there. The first Marvel Night run by Christopher Priest. I'll post the cover pic. Yes, please. Thank you. Kenny Pierce said, I could see Blue Marvel showing. Oh, we just read that. Grand Regent Thrag said, do you have your tickets already? Yes, we got our tickets. Our theater sold out. So we typically try to make it to every premiere of whatever we're watching so that we can, be first to give you guys our opinions of whatever it's going to be. So we're seeing it Thursday night at 7:50. Central Standard Time. So we're going to see it then, and when we watch it, we're going to come back Friday. That next day, we're coming back Friday evening. We were going to do it Thursday night, but it'll be too late. So we're going to do it Friday evening at, I think I said we're starting that stream at 6:30 Central Standard Time. Now we're going to start that stream then, and we're going to tell you guys what we, really think of the film. Let's see. We got Johnny that said, I think Echo will be dope. It might be a sleeper, especially with the Mayor Kingpin arc. That is very true. The Mayor Kingpin arc that is supposed to feed into Spider-Man No Way Home, or Spider-Man 4 plot, it's supposed to bleed into Daredevil, and then the Daredevil is supposed to also bleed into the Spider-Man 4 plot as well. So we should be seeing a film where, with Spider-Man 4, at least the rumor is, where we are dealing with more ground level things, with Peter being being involved with Daredevil in the film, and being, I don't know about Echo. I haven't seen anything about Echo being in it, but Daredevil and for sure Mayor Kingpin. I think Kingpin is going to be the villain of the next movie here for Spider-Man. Nicholas said, appreciate you, bro. I don't know if you're talking to me, Nicholas, but if you are, I appreciate you too. Grand Regent Thrag said, who might they get to play Blue Marvel? At one point, before the slap, the rumor was Will Smith. That was at one point. I think Idris Elba would make a great Blue Marvel. I think he'd do a really good job. I've said that so many times, I don't know why the fuck he was Heimdall with the 15 minutes on screen, but, you know. Let's see, we've got... Grand Regent Flag said he really liked Werewolf by Night. Yeah, I think that Werewolf by Night is one of the better projects that they've done in Phase 4. It was really well done, I thought. We talked about that on the Chillmonger stream, and it was really good. Ant-Man 1991 said if they do BP3, then they need a new director. I can't trust Ryan or Nate at this point. No, I don't trust Ryan or Nate at all. With the franchise, at all. I don't trust Nate Moore. I wouldn't trust Nate Moore. No, Nate Moore is one of those people that when you, like, he's one of those people, like, you lose something, but he actually took it, but then he helps you look for it. Like, he's one of those people. Like, that's the type of person Nate Moore strikes me as. He lies week in and week out. Let's see. We got Kenny Pierce that said Idris Elba would be a good Blue Marvel. That's very true. We agree completely. Asherah said Darius dress up like the White Ranger. You know what? Can't do it. But if I would have had the time, bro, if I would have had the time to really, there's this badass Black Panther. I want to show it to you guys now. There's this badass Black Panther cosplay costume. You gotta check this out. Let me find it real quick. Hold on. This, like, when I saw this, I was like, this is dope, bro. Dope. Okay. Sorry, hold on. Okay, check this out. Like, tell me this thing is not dope, bro. That is a badass cosplay Black Panther costume. She even got I love the cape. Like, bro, it's dope. The detail. Yeah, dope. I would have done some shit like that. It reminded everybody why we're really here. I'd have done some shit like that. Yeah, that thing is dope, though. We've got... Grand Regent Thwag that said, I'm curious to see what Feige does with Venom in the MCU. You know, Feige's over there helping Sony also with everything with their Spider-Verse. So I think whatever happens, that's true. You know, I know a lot of the rumor was that Venom might be in Spider-Man 4, but that never made sense because of Venom's overall story. Like, he's got to be able to, the whole thing with Eddie Brock and everything, like, right, that all that has to happen within, I feel like, unless that story's already been told, unless they feel that story's already been told with the Venom movie. But I don't know. I think it's a little too early for Venom to find his way to Peter right now. Let's see. D. Stizzle said, yeah, Wolf by Night was good. That Elsa Bloodstone actress was good, even though she looks nothing like Elsa. She looked like, she did look like a Jessica Jones. She really did, though. Raymond 2000 said they still do Idris Elba. They can still do Idris Elba. Blue Marvel isn't supposed to be young. Right. Exactly. He's a slow ager, but he looks middle-aged. Exactly. They still could do it. It's not like we haven't had, like the actress that plays Cersei. Didn't she play she played someone in the Marvels, I believe. So it's not like we can't, or not the Marvels, in Captain Marvel. So it's not like we can't have, someone portraying two people. We've got we've got Kenny that said Will Smith would be a good anti. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, does Will Smith even want to do anything like that within the MCU? Would he want to sign a contract? I mean, maybe he would with losing some of the stuff he's lost. He might. Let's see. Nicholas said, yes, sir. I was talking to you. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate that shout out from you. Johnny said Courtney B. Vance or Andre. I don't want to pronounce. Is it Brar as Blue Marvel? Courtney B. Vance. That's not one I've seen so far. That's not a bad one. Grand Region Thrag said, LOL. I knew people like the blue. Yeah, no. Blue Marvel's dope. Like people love blue. Raymond 2000 said Werewolf by Night has another possible Kane connection with the Man-Thing, connection to the nexus of all realities. Right. See, that's what I meant by like a character. I'm not saying he's going to use a Man-Thing as a replacement for a Molecule Man, but I think that they're going to go a route in that type of route instead of like Molecule Man, because I don't see them bringing Molecule Man in before Secret Wars. Let's see. Yeah, the cosplay was dope. Right. It was super dope. Yeah, way more charismatic than the movie. It was dope. Yeah, it's dope. We've got... Yeah, the Christopher Priest version. Yeah, it looks... I love that. I'm telling you, bro. When I saw that, I saved that. I was like, that's sick. That's sick. Vale said maybe Wonder Man was cast black so he could get with Wanda and Marvel can have an interracial relationship to tick another diversity box or to check another. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what they're all about. Checking off those diversity boxes. We've done this now. They don't have mixed children yet with a interracial relationship. So maybe. Grand Region Fag said Denzel as Blue Marvel. Yes, that's another one I've also said I would like to see as Blue Marvel. I think that Denzel would be a great Blue Marvel also. Let's see. Raymond 2000 said another thing I don't think people are looking at is how this might affect T'Challa in the comics, which we're already seeing. I mean, when was the last time we had a major Fantastic Four comic? Not in a long time. I was actually listening to someone else have this conversation. Not in a long time. But it's not just affecting T'Challa in the comics. It's just affecting T'Challa in general. I mean, you look at the video game. I understand the time period that it's in, but he's not even in his own video game anymore. Like, they've just taken him out. Pookie Wood, appreciate y'all, Darius. I'm out going to watch episode of Ozark before I go to sleep. Where are you on Ozark? Are you just starting Ozark? If you're just starting Ozark, you got to let me know how you like Ozark. That is one of my favorite shows. I'm about to piss a lot of people off with what I'm about to say, but Mrs. Bird... I don't care what anybody says. That is one of the toughest characters in the show. If it wasn't for her, the bird's wings would have been clipped a long time ago. She saved them. She saved that family. Sorry. She did it. Let's see. D. Stizzle said, Will should play a villain. He would make a good villain. I think he would make a good villain. Stamina MC said Minerva, but she was blue. Not many of the actors. That's true. That is also true. Just background. That's true. Grand Regent Thrag said Denzel is Blue Marvel. Oh, did I read that? Sorry. Then we got Grand Regent Thrag that said, I don't see Denzel signing. I don't either. I really don't. Signing on more than... but see, somebody else had this conversation too. They could just sign them for the rest of... Oh, well, shit. What? No, they could sign them just for the rest until Secret Wars. You know, that's just the 3 years there. So that's possible. Grand Regent Thrag said that's exactly what they're going to do with Wanda and redeem her character. Ant-Man 1991 said, I think John David Washington should have been T'Challa because Chadwick once said there would have been Black Panther without, or there wouldn't be a Black Panther without Denzel Washington. And that's true too. He has said that. I don't know. I know a lot of people have said, I've seen a lot of people saying that they didn't like, some people have said they don't like T'Challa's portrayal. Like they've said he did a good job, but it was. But I also think that Chadwick did with what the writing. Because I don't care what anybody says. For me personally, I adore him so much more in the MCU in Civil War than I do in his own film. In Civil War, the Russos wrote him like, bro. It was like that was T'Challa for me. I thought it was great. I really did. Like like when Natasha came up to Io and him as they were leaving the hotel, embassy, wherever they were leaving, and Io said, move or you will be moved. And he said, as entertaining as that would be, when we didn't watch that, then the whole conversation that he had with Natasha on the bench when he said, in my culture, death is not the end, and that whole thing, Clint Barton, and I don't care. I move, Captain. I won't ask you. Bro, he was just everything he delivered in Civil War was, to me, brilliant, opposed to the writing in his own movie. Like I said, I think it just depends on the writing Chadwick was doing with what any actor with what they were given. Let's see. We've got Stamina said, I've yet to even start Ozark. Been in my watch list for years. You've got to start Ozark. Man, I'm telling you, when you start Ozark, and I'm going to talk with Pookie Wood in the Discord, but when you start Ozark, you gotta let me know how you like it, because it was, to me, I did not, just like, I don't know if anybody watched On My Block. On My Block was another good one. I watched On My Block. I didn't like the final season of On My Block, and I didn't care for the finale of Ozark. I hope that's not like it's not a spoiler. I didn't care for the finale for me personally as Ozark. I wanted it to. That was my whole complaint during that whole show. I kept asking, how do you wrap a show like this up? How do you close this? Because this show it's so much going on. It's so there's not many shows. Well, there's not many shows that make you feel connected to to exactly what's going on. Like every episode, I'm on the edge of my seat. My jaw's dropping. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's such a good series to me. Another one, I'm sure a lot of you've probably seen this already, and it's old. I was watching this one when I was watching How to Get Away with Murder when it was still week-to-week episodes on TV. How to Get Away with Murder with Viola Davis. Man, she kills that. She kills that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We've got people agreeing. John David Washington is too short, says Raymond. D. Stizzle said, I can't see Denzel willingly being strapped up in wired harnesses. Yeah, with that, they'd probably use more of the stunt double stuff and then do the up close stuff with his face. Yeah, I couldn't see him doing it either. Let's see. Grand Regent Thrag said, yeah, T'Challa had an edge to him. I love that he did. Grace said facts. Stamina said one movie contracts are a thing. See, Angelina Jolie, Christian Bale, Ethan Hawke, Oscar Isaac, etc. Yeah, that is true. But Angelina's coming back though. And that is true. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That the contracts to the option to sign a 1-year contract is still there, regardless of if they come back or not. I see what you're saying. Raymond 2000 said, I don't like how T'Challa was written in his own film. Neither do I. Marcus and McFeely wrote the hell out of T'Challa. Indeed. Kenny said there wouldn't be a John David Washington without Denzel either. That's a fact. Johnny said Taye Diggs is Blue Marvel. Could we see a Taye Diggs as Blue Marvel? I feel like Taye Diggs is a little short to be Blue Marvel, but could we see a Taye Diggs as Blue Marvel? I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest with you. I loved the first season, and the second season was good too. The third season, this current season of All American, not a fan of, not a fan at all. But that first season, I was a really, really big fan of. So it was the representation for us in All American was all there, bro. Like I loved All American. Like it was dope. I cried my fucking eyes out when he finally turned around in the locker room and called his dad. I was like, damn, fuck, this shit is good. But no. So I think that what was the question? Why did I even Taye Diggs? I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of some of his acting in All American. That's why I brought All American up. Best Man, he acted the same like he does in All American to me. But let's see. We've got oh yeah, Get This Man His Shield. Let's see. Grand Regent Thrag said, yes, the smirk on T'Challa's face when he said he wanted to see that fight. Yeah, so different from the T'Challa in his movie, very. Kenny said T'Challa didn't have one quip in BP2. Nope. D. Stizzle said, Chad said the Russos didn't give him much backstory, so he took all his characters' inspiration from the comics. But see, again, it shows you the work ethic that Chad really wanted to put in so that you saw the character of T'Challa. Again, his words. He really wanted you to see that character. He wanted that character to be fleshed out just the way Iron Man, just the way Captain America. He came in simultaneously with Spider-Man, and we've seen Spider-Man fleshed out in 4 films. He's been in more cameos in 4 films than T'Challa. He wanted you to see that character the same way that we got to see all of those characters. That's what he wanted. Let's see. D. Stizzle said, chat. Yeah, we read that. Raymond said, On My Block was great, except the final. Yes, the final season I did not like it because I was like, I just felt like we really didn't touch on much that happened in the second season. I was like, I really wanted there to be some real struggle in that, but there wasn't. No, I still love On My Block though. Official Liam G said, How to Get Away with Murder was amazing. Yes, it was. Steve Lass, if I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. Loved How to Get Away with Murder. Yes, How to Get Away with Murder, man. It was so good. So good. Ant-Man, I agree. I don't blame Chadwick for his portrayal in Black Panther. He did what he did because of what was given to him. He wasn't up there as his comic book counterparts. That's very, very true. He wasn't. Raymond 2000 said, remember when Vin Diesel was cast as Black Bolt for the Inhumans movie? That never happened. Yeah, I remember. Well, did you guys know that you said Vin Diesel, and it made me also think other characters that are in Guardians of the Galaxy. And Bradley Cooper doesn't do the mocap for Rocket. He just does the voice, so that's not his facial expressions doing that. But I watched the behind the scenes thing of him doing the voice, and he's doing all the expressions, so I thought that he did the mocap, but he doesn't. Let's see. Grand Regent says, speaking of Viola Davis, I just watched Woman King. Not gonna lie, man, it was better than I thought. Mad I let people influence me into not seeing it in theaters. This is why I always tell people, there are a lot of people that are anti, going to see Wakanda Forever in the film, and I understand their reasoning and I support their reasoning. However, for me personally, I have to make sure that I see something with my own eyes, and I could wait, but I'm not, because for my YouTube channel, I want to make sure that we're getting that content out. But I want to make sure I see something with my own eyes rather than listening to what the opinions of others are, because that's really why I didn't want to go see Black Adam, because I had heard all the negative things that the critics were saying, just to turn around, and I actually really loved that film. I hate the plot, the story is shit, but the action is great. So I always try to make sure that base things off of your own perception, what you're seeing with your own eyes, not based off of what someone else has told you is going on. We got D. Stizzle said, thank you for not co-signing short actors for these tall roles. LOL. Tom Cruise, excuses and camera tricks, be damned. Yeah. We've got Official EMG that said, what other shows do you watch? I'm currently, because of House of Dragon, I'm currently watching Game of Thrones. I'm on season 6. Game of Thrones is wild. Because I didn't watch it prior to like everyone else did. Let's see. I'm watching. Do we have any Crown fans? Anybody a fan of The Crown? I watched The Crown. About to start season 5 when it comes out next Wednesday, or this Wednesday. Comes out this Wednesday. I watched All American on my block. Ozark. How to Get Away with Murder. What other shows? I'm watching so many shows, man. Because there's so much shit on my list. This is what we'll do. We'll come in and I'll come in with a list of this thing that I'm watching. And I'll show that to you guys. Because there's so many things that I'm watching. Let's see. Kenny said Act 6-4. Grand Region Thrag said, and not gonna lie, some of them sisters were beautiful while also being strong and fierce. Very true. Very true. Let's see. Raymond 2000 said Netflix knows how to do a TV show. Yes, they do. Netflix rarely misses it when it comes to those Netflix original drama TV pull at every emotion show. They do a really good job at it. Man, because I'm telling you, bro, with Ozark, my jaw just dropped so many times. I'm like, what the fuck? We got Raymond 2000 that said, when it comes to black films this year, Woman King was a nope. Take the cake. Those films were so good. Nope. Woman King and Nope takes the cake. Sorry. Those films were so good. Nope's ending was kind of confusing, but still a good movie. I still have not seen Nope. My mom and my sister invited me to go see it with them, but I ended up not going. I don't know. I just haven't seen Nope. I still want to see it. I just haven't seen it yet. Let's see. We got Not Again. 90 said one of the Ravagers actors did the mocap for Rocket. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I believe so. Stamina C said Sean Gunn. Yes. James's brother. Cool. Grand Region Thrag said, I definitely want to see Kiki in the MCU. She's such a good actor. I thought her Halloween thing, I thought that was funny. That was dope. Johnny said Omar Hardrick needs to be in the MCU, in an MCU movie. I agree. Stamina MC, that's one of the names I named the other night. I agree. Stamina MC said, I'm English and I ain't never watching The Crown. F that noise. I think the Crown is it's pretty funny. Not funny like that, but it's good. It's so. I'm a history. I love history. Like I love especially shows that depict history, trying to depict history accurately. And even though some of the private conversations, obviously, they have to play on their imagination there, but the history aspect of it, I think it's really cool. So I'm just a history nerd when it comes to stuff like that. Like I can get trapped in History Channel stuff with going, talking about like ancient civilizations, or especially when you get into the Greek mythology or the Greek stuff, not just the Greek mythology, but what they really believed and what the things that they did and the Egyptians and the empires and the things that they conquered, bro. Like I can go on and on. I love stuff like that. Let's see. We've got D Stizzle that said, I was with Game of Thrones from the beginning, but I still haven't watched Hot D yet. You gotta watch Hot D, bro. Hot D is dope. It is so good. The scene I constantly go back to is, and I just won't spoil it for you, but everybody that's watched Hot D knows those kids are bastards. That entire scene is so good. We've got Raymond that said, I watched The Crown just because I like history, but I'm not a Royals fan exactly. My aunt, however, is, and when the Queen died, she acted like they shot MLK again. We got Ant-Man that said Namor's beef should have been with T'Challa and only T'Challa. Yes. T'Challa revealing Wakanda to the world is what put Namor and his people in jeopardy. Another reason to see T'Challa versus Namor. Yep. It's pronounced Stevie. Okay, LOL. But going into Thursday, seeing Black Panther with mixed emotions, maybe we get Black Panther and Storm storyline, the multiverse or something. That would be great. I would love to see that. I would love to see Storm I would love to see that black excellence of both of them together. That's another comic I have up there. It's on the wall. It used to be on my desk, but it's on the wall of Storm and T'Challa, and just them together, like the way they outsmarted the Skrulls in Secret Invasion, just everything. I love them together, so I would love to see that, and I appreciate you being here. I really do. Raymond's 2000 said some Yaya can't be him. Omar can play Bishop. I could see that. I thought Bishop was Australian. Raymond said Outer Banks was dope too. So I need to finish Outer Banks. I started Outer Banks, but then I stopped. Not because I didn't like it, because I did like it. I just need to finish it. I'm still behind. I don't even have started season 2. Raymond 2000 said, no, Johnny Bishop is blackity black. And then the last comment from Kenny says, I want to see T'Challa and Nakia together and see Namor give T'Challa the business. Me too. And see T'Challa get banished from the afterlife, become the king of the dead. Yes, sir. There's so much left to see him become. So much. We got Raymond that said they're taking forever with Outer Banks season 3. When did season 2 end? Bishop said Bishop is Indigenous Australian First Nation. Raymond said season 2 was wild. I gotta catch up on Outer Banks and some of these other shows and everything. But like I said, I appreciate you guys being here with us. We are going to be back live tomorrow to hang out with you guys, to come out with some more, to talk to you guys about some more of the topics and things like that. And hopefully we have some more people here tomorrow, because there's a new game I wanted to play with you guys, but I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. We're going to play a new game tomorrow. We're going to see if these guys are actually going to be good at this game. So come back tomorrow. We're back here tomorrow, 7:30 Central Standard Time. We're back here also Wednesday, Thursday, and not Thursday. We will not be live Thursday because we'll be in the film. But Friday night's live will be for the Wakanda Forever's all spoiler stream. So make sure that you get the word out for that stream. If there's anybody that's interested in knowing that's also not maybe going to see the film, or maybe they don't care about the spoilers, or they just want to know what's going on in the film in general, get that word out there, because like I said, we are going to be covering all of that. So I appreciate all of you guys being here. As always, it's always a good time to hang out with you guys. It's what we do. It's what I love doing. This is I've always told myself, if I'm gonna work the rest of my life, if I have to work the rest of my life, I'm gonna work doing something I love around people I love, and I do love hanging out with you guys, and this is what I love to do. So I appreciate you guys being here. Again, the Discord link is down in the bio. If it's not, I'll make sure that it does get put in there. You can click that link. Join us tomorrow. Love you all. I have to go to work tomorrow. Good night. See you later.